Joe Buckley will never know success.
I don't know.
Joe Buckley will never know healthy weight. Joe Buckley.
It's fine. It's fine.
Joe Buckley will never know going a couple of weeks without crying alone.
No, it's fine. Ooh. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Clash of the Commentaries. I'm Joe Buckley, and with me as always is Ryan Matthew Ziegler.
The fact that you're not wrong when you say "as always."
Oh, yeah.
I'm not feeling good.
Okay,
about this.
I'm sorry. So today I picked out a movie. This is one of my probably personal favorites. I really like this one.
It's a 2-hour and 14-minute movie. I can see how long it is, but I have no idea what the title is. Now, I've been assured by several people within the Malevolent movies universe, Trevor, that if I wasn't watching this with you, I might kind of like it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a fair assessment, Joe?
I think you would, actually. But
okay.
Because of a certain thing with this movie, which we'll explain in a couple minutes in, this is going to be very, very weird because of what it is. So I'll leave it at that.
All right.
So, viewers listening at home, you can start the film in 3, 2, 1, play. All right. So, this is a French studio. It doesn't really make any movies. They just got the rights to it.
MK2.
Yes. Ooh, what's it gonna be? Yeah.
Taking its sweet-ass time to get to the point.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
You promise this isn't a cartoon?
It's not a cartoon. No. Oh, God, no.
This is kind of looking...
This is live action.
Francis Bourgeois presents...
Yeah.
It's an older film.
A film by David Lynch.
I've probably already seen it then.
No, you haven't. I don't think so.
I've seen Fire Walk with Me.
Have you? Okay.
Years ago, yeah.
Okay. Well, this should be fun then.
I mean, it's been a long time. I don't hate it.
Okay, cool. A lot of people did hate it. I mean, this got booed at cons. But I actually think this is probably one of his best films.
Well, of the ones you've seen. Don't forget, Joe. Let's count down the movies of David Lynch.
Okay, let's do it.
Over that you have not seen. You have not seen Dune.
No.
You have not seen The Straight Story, which he was nominated for an Oscar.
Yes.
You have not seen probably one of his craziest movies, Wild at Heart.
I did watch Wild at Heart now.
When?
I've seen it in the last week. I watched it.
Well, that's what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know there's more that you haven't seen.
The only other one is Inland Empire. I think that one's too frightening. I want to get in the right headspace for that. That seems spooky.
Yeah.
So
it's been a long time since I watched this. I remember when the original show was on. It was weird and for its time and everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of the things, more importance has been put onto it because people want it to be.
Well, I mean, here's the thing with the original series. I will admit, like in certain aspects, it's very cheesy. But it was so influential.
And don't forget, there's another guy. This is not 100% David Lynch.
No, this is 100% David Lynch. Fire Walk with Me. Mark Frost had nothing to do with this.
But he had everything to do with the show.
Yeah, well, he co-wrote it, sure. And David Lynch made it what it was.
Well, we'll see if he made it what it was.
Yeah. So that actually kind of happened. Mark Frost had a falling out with David Lynch for a little bit because David Lynch was getting all the credit. And he just didn't like that, so they split off, and he did this, and he wrote a couple books about Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Who wrote a couple of books?
Mark Frost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the mastermind behind the Twin Peaks lore, Mark Frost, wrote a couple of books.
Well, yeah, I mean, he got into like a whole thing about like how there's actually aliens in Twin Peaks, and like, he got some of the continuity wrong.
He's an exec producer on this.
He is. Yeah, he still got named.
So
written by Robert Engels and David Lynch.
Do you know what else does Robert Engels do? Did you look into it?
No.
Well, because he's a co-writer, so so you should love Robert Engels too. He's just important. He's got co-writer.
He's important, but not as important.
Well,
I don't know. So here's what David Lynch thinks about TV. Watch this.
And what is that?
Yeah, fuck it.
That's what he thinks about TV? How do you know that?
That's what people assume online. He doesn't talk about
that's
his
what
meaning.
people assume.
He doesn't talk about the meanings of his films.
So why do anybody think they know?
Well, then why was that shot in there?
Because
and there he is.
Yeah, I know who David Lynch is.
Okay. No, I wanted to point out for the audience.
Jesus Christ, Joe.
Okay. I understand.
I know about David Lynch when you were 5.
Okay.
I remember when the show was on. You weren't even born.
No, I wasn't.
Tell me about David Lynch.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, no, it was 91, and I was born in 95.
Yeah.
I was sucking on my mama's titties while the VHSs came out.
Your parents weren't watching these movies.
No. I think my dad might have watched it back in the day, but yeah, the TV show. So
God, this is dumb.
What? No, why
Yes,
dumb?
it is.
Why?
Because he's doing this, he's being loud and campy and annoying.
No, this is the character from the show.
Well, that's a dumb, annoying, and loud character. It's not funny at all.
He was named after the character in Sunset Boulevard.
I like Chris Isaac, though. It's always good to see Chris
Yeah,
Isaac.
you're gonna see him for a while, and then he's gonna disappear.
Why are these kids yelling?
Well, that they don't explain. That was it's like a weird little.
How genius! Let's just throw random shit in here.
No,
not explain it, and people think it means something.
No. What was happening? Something went down on the school bus. There were just a bunch of grown women in there, and then the FBI was investigating it for something.
What do you mean something went down?
Who knows? Maybe
Something
they were
went
trafficking
down.
drugs.
You mean something broke?
Huh? No, it wasn't broke. No. They were.
You mean something happened? You're using some lingo. Something went down, bro.
Yeah.
God damn you, Joe Buckley.
Okay. But yeah,
it does have a good cast.
Yeah, oh yeah, very, very good cast.
I do like Kiefer Sutherland as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're gonna see a lot of the Lynch staples in here. Jack Nance actually was in it as well, but his scene got cut. No, his scene got cut. He's not in the final cut.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. What's wrong with that? She's dancing.
It's just dumb.
No, it's not.
I'm laughing at it, certainly not with it.
They're gonna explain this in a minute. All right. So what this is this is about a year before the events of Twin Peaks, and this is the original investigation into the murder of Teresa Banks. See, look, now they're going to explain it. What? It's fine. It's fine. Oh.
This is ridiculous.
No, it's good.
Oh, so she was.
Yeah, she was giving signals. To
Okay.
him. Yeah.
Does she talk at all? Does she?
No, she's gone now. She's never in this again. Yeah. See.
I laugh at it because it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how much of the original series do you remember?
I don't know. Not much about it because it was nothing special. And then once everybody started jerking off all over it all the time, much in getting way self-important with it and acting like it was the greatest thing ever, that's when I tune out. Fandom ruins a lot of shit.
No, it's not about fandom. I mean, Twin Peaks was completely influential to what TV shows did after it. Because you've got the X-Files.
Tell me exactly. The X-Files.
Okay.
Twilight Zone. That's Twilight Zone. So don't give me the X-Files. All right. So tell me how Twin Peaks influenced every single television show.
Not every single one.
That's what you said.
I said it influenced television going forward in a way that hadn't.
So television, a.k.a. television.
Some television shows.
Well, you didn't say some television.
Okay.
So how did it influence? Tell me a show that it influenced and explain to me how that show was influenced.
Okay. So Twin Peaks brought a cinematic, story-driven, narrative-focused TV show in a way that hadn't really been done a lot before. And it did
Except in miniseries.
Well...
Which had, except for stuff like Roots and the Thornbirds and all these classic miniseries that were on TV.
When was Roots made?
It's late 70s.
Oh, okay.
Thornbirds was 83.
Well, no, but a miniseries is definitely different than an ongoing TV show. This was one of the first.
So there's a TV show, so they broke it up in smaller episodes, but the one long story, cinematic, that's already been done in miniseries.
Yeah, but this was the first time that it was actually done in an ongoing TV show.
But that doesn't make it groundbreaking. It just means they broke up their story in smaller chunks. But they're not doing anything. I've seen cinematic things shown on television before. Long-form storytelling.
Ryan, I would love to chime in here to bolster your argument. Because one of Joe's favorite, I don't know what to call them, isms he likes to talk about Twin Peaks is that it's not a TV show, it's a movie.
Oh,
no, that's the return.
That completely breaks down.
That's
your
right.
Argument that Twin Peaks is a movie.
Absolutely
that's
not.
Right.
That's the return. The return is a movie. The TV show is originally a TV show. The 1991 one. I always talk about The Return, which is 2017.
Okay, well, let's break it down like this. We've had television movies. Okay, so
sure.
throw the word cinematic out. We've had television movies all through the 70s. Some very
that's happened
classic.
before.
Some of them classics.
Yeah.
Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, Bad Ronald, etc. Movies people still talk about. So the concept of cinema on television already done long before Twin Peaks. Now you want to talk about long-form storytelling. Well, where does long-form stop? Does a 5-part miniseries not considered long-form cinematic storytelling, which happened before Twin Peaks?
Well, I mean, I would consider that a miniseries, which is its own thing.
But what you're saying is it's not groundbreaking to what they did. They just changed the chunks. So instead of telling one long, nonstop story in 5 2-hour segments, they did it in 10 1-hour segments? Big deal. Big deal.
It was 30 episodes.
Well, but I mean, it's already been done. Television had already had non-episodic complete storytelling over multiple entries. With miniseries, that was the concept of the word miniseries.
Yeah.
So they just did the same thing, story from A to B, one complete thought, even though it wasn't a complete thought because the show was canceled before they finished it.
Oh, sure.
But regardless, I'll buy your argument.
Okay.
But no, so that's not groundbreaking.
Well, and also
it didn't change anything.
No, it did. It absolutely did.
What did it change?
After Twin Peaks, there are a lot more shows that were coming out that were also, you had to tune in.
Please discuss this with specificity.
Yeah, which shows?
Be specific.
And how do you know that was...
What episodes? Don't...
Yeah.
Be specific.
Yeah, and what shows... And how... Did they say, it's because Twin Peaks did it?
Oh, a lot of people have claimed influence from Twin
specific.
Peaks.
Who?
Be specific.
Let me look it up right now.
Oh,
see, I'm not a Wikipedia. I don't...
And I want to hear it from the creators, not a critic saying that they assume that it was Twin Peaks that created all this.
All right. Well, and also I was...
Because let's really break it down, okay? All right, you want to take the word cinematic out. Falcon Crest. That was a TV. That was one long continuing story.
Yeah,
and that was the 80s. Dallas. That was one long continuous story.
That was a soap opera.
But it's still the same concept. It is one long continuous story. It's not episodic in nature, where each episode is a new adventure like the A-Team or the Incredible Hulk was.
Yeah.
Those are episodic television. But
you can miss episodes of the Incredible Hulk and be completely fine.
Exactly. But that you can't miss episodes of Falcon Crest. You couldn't miss episodes of Dallas. You couldn't. There was a one long.
I thought Dallas would kind of catch you up.
No, it was one long continuous story. That's what soap operas are, really.
No, and the Twin Peaks was originally a satire of soap operas, while also being one.
Okay, so be that as it may, that doesn't make it groundbreaking in any way. It's a satire of soap operas, which we'd already had with a show called Soap with Billy Crystal, etc. in the late 70s.
Well, here's the thing. Twin Peaks also introduced a lot of TV viewers to surrealism.
Or maybe so, yeah.
Yeah. It was the first TV show that had surrealism, for the most part.
I mean, I would say that was probably not 100% correct, because there are very many surrealist moments in Twilight Zone episodes. But I will give you, I'll give you that, but that doesn't change TV. It didn't change television because there's a couple surrealist moments.
See, I don't know if stuff like maybe Breaking Bad would be out if it wasn't for Twin Peaks.
Oh, horse fucking shit.
I don't know. I don't know if it would have happened.
Why? Why Breaking? Why? What is the direct?
Or anything like that.
A crime drama?
A narrative focused kind of.
What about The Sopranos?
I don't think that. I don't know if that would have happened without Twin Peaks.
But what you're talking about existed before Twin Peaks. I just covered that.
No. But Twin Peaks made it popular. Twin Peaks.
No. Twin Peaks was a failure, Joe.
Mainstream.
Twin Peaks was a failure.
No, it wasn't so much a failure.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was a failure. Nobody copied Twin Peaks.
Oh, they absolutely did.
Where are the specifics?
Okay, I'm going to look that up.
I thought I was going to stay out of this, but I just don't think I can.
Oh, okay.
I'm already angry.
The fact that you're going to get on your phone to tell me shows me that you're not a David Lynch fan. You should know this. I can tell you the shit that I like and where the thread went for influence.
And it's okay to like something. It's even better to love something, but that doesn't mean it has to be the end all be all of what the medium is.
No, I'm not saying it's the greatest thing.
And this shit, it's like I'm Twin Peaks. I remember hearing people talk about Twin Peaks even when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
My parents loved it.
Say it changed the landscape.
No.
Forever and
it did. I think it did.
It was
because
get the specifics you keep talking about. Where are they, Mr. Genius?
That's what I'm trying to look up. I'm trying to talk and also look up, and it's very hard to type while
You
talking.
don't have to talk. Nobody's asking you to talk.
It's a commentary. I have to talk.
Nobody's asking you to talk.
I
Ryan's
do.
got it covered. I'd rather hear about Ryan's shits today.
No. We only do that on this
look,
podcast.
and here's the thing, Joe. I honestly have no big problem with David Lynch.
Okay, cool.
I have no real big problem with Stanley Kubrick or The Shining, these things. But my problem comes in with the fawning and the fan service and the constant telling me it's great and never being backed up other than, I like it. And that's fine.
I can tell you why Twin Peaks is great, this original 1990s series.
And in retrospect, there's a lot of people like, oh, it was a great show. It was ahead of its time. You often hear that, ahead of its time.
Oh, yeah.
And perhaps it was.
Yeah.
But because it was ahead of its time and it was a failure means nobody in commercial TV was looking to replicate this in the mid-90s. And if you think that Twin Peaks invented the concept of long-form cinematic storytelling on cinema or on TV, which I already debunked with your miniseries.
I don't know. A miniseries is definitely different than an ongoing TV show.
But because you're breaking up in smaller chunks. And I don't find that groundbreaking at all. I don't think that makes change television. Because people had already done long-form cinematic television with miniseries. And David Lynch just, instead of doing, like I said, 5 or 6 2-hour episodes, he broke it down into 10 half-hour. But it's still long-form storytelling.
It was.
It already had happened.
No, it wasn't even. It wasn't all the way planned out like a miniseries would be. It was completely made like a TV show.
It's long-form storytelling.
It still
trying
is.
To just say it's because it's TV. Who cares? Long-form storytelling is what Ryan's saying.
And it already
I'm
happened.
saying TV.
No,
it already happened on TV.
That's the only leg you have to stand on is because you keep saying TV. Find that fucking fact you keep talking about. Find it. Stop talking. Close your ears off. Take the headphones off and find it.
I need to help with the commentary.
Find it. I will talk to Ryan. I want to know about him moving, how things are going. If he needs any
There's
help.
good Twin Peaks stuff happening.
Stop it. Or I will stop the movie. Find that fucking fact you've been talking about.
I don't know how to word it on Google.
Jesus. You can't
He doesn't know how to word it on Google.
That's what I'm looking. No, it's hard.
My problem, Joe, and what my point is, I'm not taking away from any groundbreaking stuff that Twin Peaks may be. But what you say it broke ground on, I'm saying it didn't. It is not the first long-form cinematic narrative on television. Not at all.
It doesn't even have to be the first, but this was so popular. For the first year it came out, it absolutely was. It was on every single cover. It was popular
because it was weird and it was quirky and people weren't used to seeing, like you said, the surrealist thing, which I'll buy.
Yeah, and everybody wanted to know who killed Laura Palmer.
Yeah, just like who killed JR. It was a big pop culture thing.
Yeah.
But people quickly...
This was the first water cooler television show, as they called it.
But people...
This is one thing that changes. This is the first show where people would watch every episode and then talk about it. You would suck other people in by talking about it at the water cooler.
Because it was weird and it was different, but that doesn't mean that it was good.
Well,
because
I think
guess
it was
what?
good.
People dropped interest real quick.
They did.
Because it failed. It failed the audience. It failed to provide... It's a great example of trying to be too clever and too weird for your own good. You lost your audience. You didn't have respect for your audience by throwing in a lot of bullshit and not paying off on what you promised. Now, some people may think that's fun and cool, and it is. It's weird and it's subversive sometimes. But at the end of the day, a story needs to be something to it.
No,
if David Lynch was a good storyteller, he could keep me riveted with the Twin Peaks story, audio as well as visual. Twin Peaks and all of his movies are mostly visual.
God, no. He's so good at sound.
That's not what I'm saying, Joe. Sit down and tell me what happens in Twin Peaks and keep me riveted. You would not be able to.
I could do that.
You could not tell me this story verbally and make me give a fuck because it's a cinematic visual medium, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, he wasn't able to pay off his story.
No, he did, and that's the problem. So basically what happened was he was never going to reveal who killed Laura Palmer. That was going to be off the table. But everyone...
Why?
Because his words is that you shouldn't kill the goose that lays the golden egg.
Well, yeah.
So Laura Palmer is the central mystery. That's the thing that's driving everything. And you shouldn't reveal that. But
at some time you should, because when the goose quit laying the golden egg, a.k.a. he lost the channel, ABC or whatever, said, get the fuck out of here.
No, that's not quite how it happened.
No one cares anymore. No one's watching.
So what
You lost
happened
the audience.
was CBS demanded that he reveal who killed her, and he did. But then they still had another 15 episodes to go, and that's whenever everybody started tuning out in massive droves because they had nothing else to do with the series because they just revealed the mystery.
So it's a big, grandiose failure is what the show was.
Well, no, it's not a failure because for the last episode, David Lynch came back and delivered the weirdest, greatest hour of television that's probably ever aired. I think that last episode. I think it is.
You think it is, but don't make a declarative statement that it is.
I'm saying in my opinion.
That's
in my
fine.
opinion.
Well, good. Keep doing with your opinion, because when you make declarative statements, I can give you about a million things to back up that is already historically and pop culturally not true.
No, for 20 minutes, literally, there's almost no dialogue, and any dialogue that there is backwards because he's in the red room.
I know. I've seen it.
Okay, so yeah, if you remember that finale, I mean, nothing like that
funny,
had been aired
and
on
it's
TV
cool,
before.
and it's weird, but that doesn't make it some great statement, a piece of art.
No,
it's a
I
goof.
think Twin Peaks is. No, it's not a goof.
Well, I think it's a goof. I think a lot of this is just a big practical joke because he has a good, weird, dark sense of humor.
He definitely has a dark sense of humor, but I don't
and
think
he likes
everything's
taking
a
the
joke.
piss out of things.
I don't think necessarily he is a big, satirist.
Then what is the point to making something that he purposely made unintelligible from the average audience?
No, it's not.
What is the point if it's not just a big goof, like an Andy Kaufman type of thing?
I think his thing is he uses dream logic in a way to kind of make us consider things in a different light.
And what did
he wants?
Tell me something he made you consider in a different light in Twin Peaks.
Let's see. With Twin Peaks,
as you said, this is what he do, so, and that means I assume he did that to you. So what was it? What was one of the things he made you see in a different light?
let me think. What?
You're just regurgitating. Is what my problem is. If you legit could sit here and tell me, what he did in this scene with this actor and how it fits in with what came before and why it was amazing to you.
Yeah.
Like if you could sit here and explain to me that, then I'd buy it. I'd be like, all right, Joe, you made a good,
I think that last half hour is like
of
probably
the last half hour.
The last half hour of Twin Peaks, which is the thing we were just talking about, is probably the most if there is a hell, that's probably the closest thing that it could be. Is that
watching that episode?
No, the physical space of it.
What do you explain to me? The physical space. So why is that like hell?
No, so basically, what it is everything that you've done in your life, like all your fears and the people that you've hurt or whatever, they all come back just to fuck with you.
Yeah.
And everything you like is used against you and stuff like that.
All right, well, there. Yeah. I'll give you that.
Okay.
So you explain to me why you like it, which is something you never can seem to do.
Okay.
You'll explain to me why it's great in respect to
textbook land,
all this bullshit, which I can then immediately dispute, and then you can never fight that.
Yeah.
But you never talk about why you like it. And finally, you kind of told me.
Okay.
See, Joe?
Cool.
Having personal opinions is good, that when they're not regurgitated from what forum you got it from.
Yeah. I was chilling on some of the David Lynch forums a month or so ago, and there was a big argument because people were trying to spoil the return way back when it was being filmed.
And I'm glad, and I get it. I get why people like this, and I don't dislike it. But it's when people start trying to tell me, it's fucking amazing, and if you don't like it, it's because you don't understand it kind of bullshit. I'll say, no, I don't think anybody truly understands it, and I think that's the point. But the problem is the hardcore fans, and the same goes with The Shining.
Yeah. The other commentary we've done that I chose.
Yeah, and I don't totally hate The Shining. I still think it's a fucking boring-ass thing. But I get it. I get why people, and I respect the hell out of it. I don't respect Nicholson's performance at all. I think it's just performance as shit. I mean, I like it because it is dumb and over the top.
No, I think Jack Nicholson's performance is a great representation of madness.
He's on 10 the entire time, and that's my problem.
But a crazy person would be on 10.
But I'm not going to get into The Shining.
No,
I don't think
fine,
he's supposed to be crazy. He's supposed to be driven crazy by the ghost. But the movie keeps changing about what it wants to be about constantly because it was constantly being rewritten. But anyway.
I'll tell you this. In the book, he's being driven crazy by the ghost. In the movie, he's not supposed to be. I mean, he's clearly
the ghost just happened to be there for shits and giggles?
Yes.
Well, that's shit.
No.
But anyway, we're not talking about that thing.
Okay.
Talking about David Lynch and Twin Peaks.
Okay. I mean, one great thing about the TV...
But it's like if you don't like it, you don't understand it, and that's bullshit. That is a bullshit attitude that all the fandom seems to put on your David Lynch stuff, and that's when I battle back. I don't think anybody truly understands it, and that's the fun of it.
I mean, like, with Eraserhead and films like that, there are, like, some really pretty definitive, like, analyses of what the film probably means. It's just David Lynch doesn't talk about what things mean.
And that's fun. But my problem is those are just because David Lynch doesn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Nobody truly knows, so there can't be a definitive what it's about. But the fans will fucking tell you, no, it is, because the internet, it is. And if I have a different viewpoint, or I think maybe it's not about anything, maybe it's a goof.
Well,
you can't tell me that Twin Peaks is not maybe just a goof any more than you can tell me it is.
But
because nobody
could give
knows.
you arguments and reasons why I think it isn't, and things that...
But when I ask for those, and you don't give them to me.
Well, here, so basically, Twin Peaks is the TV show, the 91 TV show, is great because it blends so many different genres of television together, and they all just pretty seamlessly connect. So it is a detective show that is also a comedy, that's also a pretty sad drama about a teenage girl who gets killed.
Okay, that's fine.
That is also horrific. It's got some goddamn really frightening moment in it for a TV show.
Yeah, for some people it probably is. And there's plenty of other people that are probably like, meh.
Bob is so freaky. I think he is.
I'm not freaked out by Bob at all.
Okay, that's fine.
He's funny. He's weird.
Things. That's
cool. That's what I mean. So it's different things.
Yeah, that's fine.
So he's the most horrific thing you've ever seen on TV. To me, no. So you can't.
I think I would say that he's the most horrific thing I've seen on TV.
Well,
some of those shots and shit.
Well, okay, and that's where, but there's no definitive of that.
No, I'm not saying so.
So it doesn't work for me.
That's fine. Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
But that's the thing you don't recognize, is that it doesn't work for anybody. You make the declarative statement that it is. And when it comes to stuff like David Lynch, there's so much, gray area when it comes to something like these things. Because just as many intelligent film critics don't like this shit and can tell you why as that do.
Oh, yeah, Ebert hated Lynch for a long time, and he finally won him over with Mulholland Drive.
I dig Mulholland Drive.
Yeah,
because there's an edge to it. He takes it, the cutesy shit that you see in Twin Peaks is not in it.
No. For the first 2 hours of Mulholland Drive, it absolutely is still in there.
And then everything. Think so.
No, remember the whole Naomi Watts actress thing? It is so.
But there's a different vibe to it than with Twin Peaks.
Well, I'm saying, but
there's a different tone to it. Just like there's a different tone to Blue Velvet than there is to Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
Blue Velvet's got an edge to it and a seriousness to it, even though there are some comedic over the top moments. Blue Velvet is horrifying.
Yeah.
And I think a massive success.
Yes.
And Wild at Heart as being a pulpy.
Oh, it's weird, yeah.
Pulpy, yeah, but it has a different tone.
Yes.
I'm not a big Twin Peaks fan because of the tone.
Okay. Well,
hey guys, I'm back.
Oh, cool.
I was curious, did you ever get that specific
No, of course not. He gave up.
Okay.
He did end up telling me why he personally likes the last half hour of the last episode of Twin Peaks, and I'll be like, that's fine.
Okay. Let's see. The showrunners of Hannibal claimed direct inspiration from David Lynch's filmography and Twin Peaks.
So why did it take?
What was the inspiration? What was the inspiration
of Twin Peaks?
What inspired what? The
tone and atmosphere.
Okay, well, I've never seen Hannibal, so I don't know if Hannibal's a goofy, jokey show like Twin Peaks is.
No, it's not. No, it's a pretty dark take on
There's a lot,
Well, here's the thing. With Twin Peaks, the entire undercurrent of the show is that a 16-year-old got raped and murdered by her own dad. Mm-hmm. And that's always been in the show. That's not just something that was in The Return or the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not just completely, silly and comedic.
No, it can be about serious things, but it takes a comedic tone. This movie right now is as goofy as Wet Hot American Summer is.
We haven't really...
there's just...
we haven't got into the horror yet, definitely. The thing with the detectives is just kind of a thing they need to go into to explain Teresa Banks.
But still, you have to look at it as a complete thought. And maybe it gets horrific later on, as you say, but too much of it so far... has also been very jokey and campy.
Here comes somebody special. David Bowie makes a cameo.
That's got a great cast. Of course, they got big movie stars in it. It was a popular, cool thing to be in at the time.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean the actors themselves gave a fuck.
Yeah.
It's good to get in it because it's good name recognition.
No, I mean, actors absolutely love working with David Lynch. They will work with him time and time and time again, and he casts the same people over and over again. So, yeah. Bowie was actually going to be in The Return, but he was dying as it was being filmed, so it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But he hates this accent he gives. He does a Louisiana accent. Yeah?
Look at Miguel Ferrer.
Yeah. Oh, he's dead now.
Yeah.
So many people in Twin Peaks have died.
Well, it's an old show.
Yeah. And also he cast a lot of like adults in their 30s, 40s, 50s. So it's only been 25 years.
Oh, watch out, Joe.
What? Oh, I'm gonna get scared?
It's the scariest guy in the history of fucking filmed entertainment is coming up.
He's
that old bum with the mullet.
The midget is definitely cool.
Little person.
Okay.
It's cool, but it's not scaring me.
No.
I've heard voice. I had a talkback thing from Home Alone. I know what things should
There's
sound.
Bob.
Yeah, there's Bob.
He died right about after this.
There's Bob. You can walk in any bar in the Illinois Valley and see a dude looks identical to him. Yes, you can.
There's David Lynch's nephew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's got the weird hair and he's in those little suits.
Don't get me wrong, Joe. I enjoy this.
Okay.
I enjoy this shit, but at the same time, I'm not sucking it off every time someone wants to talk about movies like it's the end all be all, because it's not. Look at Jurgen Prochnow there with a silly beard.
Yeah. Look at that.
It's fun. It's cool, weird imagery, but that doesn't tell me it means jack shit.
Yeah.
You just don't want to buy the fact that it's possible that David Lynch does weird shit just to be weird. I think he does.
All of this got explained in The Return.
Yeah, after sitting around for 25 years, if you have to come up with an explanation for some weird goof, you could.
Well, no, here's the thing.
But at the time, do I believe that he knew exactly what he was doing 25 years later? If so, then I'm also going to believe George Lucas, which I don't. It's the same thing.
Twin Peaks ends with Laura Palmer saying, "I'll see you again in 25 years." I mean, that's in the last episode.
I know, and that's a cool thing. So
that's cool.
So when he got close, he was hoping maybe he'd still have clout, be alive. But the idea that he knew exactly in 25 years I'm going to do this.
No, it wasn't like that. No, he approached Showtime, and they accepted.
And of course,
Yeah, and they did very well for Showtime.
Oh yeah, it was just major success, and a lot of people I know that watched it enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, I love The Return. I thought that was
no doubt
fantastic.
that if I sat down and watched it, I would too.
Yeah. Cool.
As long as I'm not surrounded by mouth breathers who think every fucking moment is a piece of gold.
Okay. I understand.
And then if you don't like it, you don't like cinema. And that's you.
I wouldn't say that.
That's how you would do.
I don't know.
The Return is a movie, and it's the greatest movie ever. It's one of the greatest things ever. No camera has ever rolled on any images as amazing as Twin Peaks: The Return.
Jim Jarmusch actually just said that it's probably one of the greatest movies. Oh, Jim Jarmusch.
Say that, Jim Jarmusch. Old Jim Jarmusch.
No.
The guy that sells cars down there at Ford Taurus Incorporated.
Sling Blade director, Jim Jarmusch.
Sling Blade director?
Huh?
Jim Jarmusch didn't direct Sling. Billy Bob Thornton directed Sling Blade.
Did he? What did
yes.
he? Oh, I
Jim
don't know.
Jarmusch is an incredible filmmaker, but he didn't direct Sling Blade.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give him undue credit.
Oh, fuck me running,
I know
Joe.
he's got The Dead Don't Die coming out, and that looks exciting.
I don't know. I'm interested because it's Jim Jarmusch, and I'm a big fan of his. I love his movies.
Well, he actually an article just came out yesterday where Jim Jarmusch called it one of the greatest movies.
Keywords.
This decade.
One of.
Yeah.
Keyword. Yeah, fine. One of.
Yeah, so he thinks it's a movie. Yeah.
How many Jim Jarmusch movies have you seen, Joe?
Wait.
What is this? What is this fucking thing you just said?
Look up Jim Jarmusch Twin Peaks.
Joe, how many Jim Jarmusch movies have you seen?
I don't think I've seen any. I know he's got...
So why do you give a fuck about Jim Jarmusch's opinion?
Somebody famous also thinks
what
it's
if
a
Adam
movie.
Sandler said that?
Would
you bring it up?
No, because he doesn't...
No, because name drop. Jim Jarmusch has got to be cool because the internet said so.
Well, Adam Sandler
agree.
isn't really a film guy. I mean, he's a comedy guy. I mean, he makes
movies.
his name
He's
knowing off
dedicated
a film.
the last 25 years of his life strictly to making
But
cinema.
he's not like a film historian guy.
Well, you don't know that. We just found out that Chris Rock is a huge horror fan.
Yeah.
And you would have said before that, you don't know. Jordan Peele, no one would have ever said he's a genre guy. And the guy's got an encyclopedic knowledge of genre.
Yeah.
So, you don't know that Adam Sandler doesn't love cinema.
I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Stranger Things has happened.
Just because he makes comedies doesn't mean he doesn't love cinema.
Well, he makes pretty bad comedies,
well,
relatively.
Well, in your opinion.
Okay.
He has
and
made...
most critics, but that's fine.
He's made two absolute fucking classics.
Which ones?
Billy,
Pulp Fiction?
Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore are two absolute.
I was gonna say Punch Drunk Love, not Pulp Fiction.
He didn't make that. He acted in it. He didn't make it. It's not his movie.
Did he direct Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, or was he just
Dennis Dugan, but it was a collaborative thing. He helped. That was a collaboration. Punch Drunk Love is a vision of one man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Paul Thomas Anderson.
And one of his weakest movies.
Well, but that if you got a guy who makes 7 people call masterpieces, I mean that's your weakest movie is still pretty damn good.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Punch Drunk Love I don't think has aged well.
I think it's really good still.
Yeah,
I
loved it when it came out. I have kind of, the more I've seen it, I've kind of like,
Well, here's the thing. Punch Drunk Love is a fantastic portrayal of social anxiety and stuff like that. Like, years before that was really being done, like, as like a mainstream thing.
Why does everything that Joe loves have to be ahead of its time?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
It always has to be the beginning,
and
the origin.
And what's funny is Joe, and we'll use Paul Thomas Anderson. Hey, thank you, John Carpenter, for giving David Lynch that shot right there from Halloween.
What, nobody can film a tree again?
Oh, but you're fucking. That is a direct. That looks just like the fucking shot in Halloween. That point. So what I'm saying by your definition, well, fucking John Carpenter did that shot.
Sure, and I'm sure David Lynch likes him.
15 years before that. So by Joe logic, without Halloween, there'd be no Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
There might not be that shot, sure.
Well, no, not by your definition.
Okay. I understand. Oh, and they did have to replace that Donna, that actress.
Laura Flynn Boyle?
Yeah, she wanted to come back.
Why didn't she want to come back? Didn't she know she was going to be in one of the most important cinematic events of our time?
So basically, here's what happened. So Donna Hayward the real-life actress was dating Kyle MacLachlan at the time.
Laura Flynn Boyle?
Yes.
Doing the coke.
Yeah, she does, yeah. Oh, yeah, she's a big cokehead.
Yeah.
So...
and she's also 10 years too old for the role. That's fine. Yeah, I like the actress.
Yeah. Oh, she's fantastic in everything, I think. Did
you see her in John Carpenter's Vampires?
I haven't watched Vampires, no.
But she's fantastic in everything.
Okay.
Joe, why isn't she in the movie?
Oh, but I'm explaining that. So, she was dating Kyle MacLachlan at the time, and then there was an on-screen romance between him and another actress, and she got very jealous.
Oh, yeah?
And then the character of Donna Hayward was also given pretty much nothing to do in the second half of the series, because there really was nothing for that character to do. She's the...
Yeah. Contrary to rumors that she refused the chance for a private television role, Laura Flynn Boyle's absence from Fire Walk With Me was actually due to scheduling conflicts.
Oh, really? Because she also was asked to be in the return, and she did not.
Well, maybe she doesn't want to be in the return.
That's not the same thing. This is a different thing.
I'm just saying, they had a falling out.
So where did you get your shit logic? Where did you get it? What dumb fucking nugget fucking animal online put that fucking nugget in your brain? Because I'm looking at Reddit, and they're quoting IMDb as to where they're getting this information from.
Yeah, anyone can submit IMDb facts.
Oh, exactly.
But, Joe, you'll take it. Yeah.
Did you talk to Laura? Did you call her up on your fucking Sonic the Hedgehog telephone?
No, do I need to in order to say something on the commentary? On a commentary?
I did 2 seconds of fucking research because I'm like, that probably sounds like poor shit.
Okay.
And figured it out on my own.
Okay. Sounds fun.
I love it. Joe, once again, your attempt to get revenge on me in a commentary.
No, I'm not. This isn't
backfired.
Revenge. This isn't revenge.
Now, and here's my other thing, and I was going to say, with the Paul Thomas Anderson, and you're loving everything.
Okay. Cool.
Until you go back and see Paul Thomas Anderson's influences, specifically Robert Downey Sr., specifically the films of Cassavetes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can't say that he did something that had never been done before, because I can tell you by damn sight, Paul Thomas, and I love P.T. Anderson, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Just about every couple of, he's like Tarantino in the respect that I can point out the Cassavetes movies he's ripping off in this scene and the da-da-da-da-da. The Hal Ashby here, and that's, I'm not a slight against P.T. Anderson.
Like shortcuts compared to
but when you
Magnolia.
Say it's a social anxiety, I'm like, no, that was not actually, it's been because you don't see enough movies, Joe. You don't work backwards. And if you started working back, it's like, let's say you sat down and you watched Django Unchained.
Yeah.
And you start pointing out all these moments in Django Unchained that are part and parcel of spaghetti westerns. Yet you don't know that because you didn't work backwards.
No.
And you start declaring to somebody who knows better that, oh, nobody's ever used this soup yet. Blah, 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 blah. All these things that I'm like, dude, that's an actual genre staple.
Yeah.
And you end up sounding dumb.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't you only watch a certain amount of things, and you think David Lynch did not create any of these things. He's not a pioneer of any of this, no more than Tarantino is. But what makes each of them great directors is that they were able to take and all these disparate, references and love, and they were able to kind of turn it into their own thing, like a great DJ.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And nobody does it as good as them. Nobody makes a David Lynch movie as good as David Lynch.
Like David Lynch, yeah.
And nobody does a Tarantino film as good as Tarantino.
Yeah.
But there would be no David Lynch, there'd be no Tarantino without a large smattering of cinema. I've never seen anything in all the David Lynch that I've seen, and granted, I've not seen The Return. I have never seen anything that he's done that I can say, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Nothing. Oh, guy talking backwards. But I'm not taking away from it. It's still fun and cool. But when you start trying to tell me that this is the fucking end all be all, the most scariest shit, the weirdest shit, I'm like, come, it's not. I've seen this shit before.
I wouldn't say it's the scariest.
God, you want to start jerking off all over David Lynch? Let's talk about Carnival of fucking Souls first.
Yeah.
I mean, there'd be no Eraserhead without Carnival of Souls.
Yeah, but what would there be no Carnival of Souls from? Frankenstein?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to dig. You have to dig in deep.
But eventually, that happens with everything that's ever made.
That's what I mean. So therefore, you can't. That's what exactly. So you can't sit down and say this is groundbreaking. You can't give it that ridiculous stuff like they do, like with Hereditary and everyone was freaking out about Mother, and I'm like, Mother is which is Rosemary's Baby.
It's comparable.
And that's my problem. Is the filmmakers themselves probably would be the last person to give all the hyperbole to their own work that you and the fans do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but if you do that thing, eventually you're just going to be reading like Pilgrim Diaries.
What?
Ryan,
from the 1700s.
You're doing a good job. I can see the weight falling off of Joe's body.
I'm just disintegrating.
No, because of all the sprinting you're doing, holding the goalposts, as you keep fucking throwing them down the field as Ryan picks apart. How do you listen to Ryan, who can actors, directors, cinematographers, timelines, influences? It's like it's second nature to Ryan, but to you, it's not even like third, fourth, or fifth nature. You don't even have it in you because you can't even stand to watch the entire filmography of these directors you claim to love. How are you not so excited? They're there. They're accessible. They're immediate.
I like to save things.
I love the pirate. No, what are you saving it for? Your heart attack?
No.
You've got 3 more years and you top.
I got 60.
Watch the rest.
Modern medicine is gonna be fantastic.
Watch the rest of these fucking movies.
I got 3 more left.
Watch the rest of them this week. You have fucking 4 more days in this week.
Yeah.
Watch them, enjoy them, and then come back and tell us some things that you learned.
Yeah. And I am surprised, Joe, as a self-proclaimed lover of film, you're the guy that walks around with a shirt that says Criterion on it.
And then I also have hashtag Criterion because my mother got the wrong one.
Point is, a guy walking around with a Criterion shirt is the kind of guy that gets excited about his favorite director's filmography and will fucking voraciously tear through it. When I was 12 years old and I started reading Stephen King, I couldn't get a fucking enough.
Yeah.
I read everything I could, and what I couldn't buy, I would get from the library. What the library didn't have, I found a way to get to it.
Yeah, you tried to have a pigeon mail you a PDF.
When Larry Cohen died, I was a big fan of Larry Cohen, but and I had quite a few of his movies, but there was a big chunk of his first work, like Bone and stuff like that I didn't have. Black Caesar that I didn't have and didn't see. So when he passed away, and it kind of reignited, and I watched a few more of his films I hadn't watched in a while, special effects, etc. It made me like, oh fuck, I really want to dig into more Larry Cohen, the stuff I hadn't seen. Kind of reignited and gave me an excuse to dig in his filmography, and I just loved every second of it. So for somebody that has been pulling his flaccid cock to a picture of David Lynch since the day I met you 3 years ago almost.
Yes.
4 years almost. It was August 2015.
Yeah, a while ago.
The fact that you just recently watched Wild at Heart.
Yeah.
One of David Lynch's most famous movies, and we're not talking a guy who's got a big filmography. What does he have? Less than 10 features
11.
to his name?
He's got 10 features, yeah.
Okay, so that's what I mean. So I have a hard time figuring you out, Joe. It's like the guy that will sit here and tell me that everything David Lynch does has never been done before, and we wouldn't have Breaking fucking Bad if we didn't have Twin Peaks and blah, 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 blah. But that same guy also is like, meh, I'll get around to the other David Lynch movies. I don't get it.
Well, here, if Twin Peaks disappeared from existence, something else like that probably would have popped into the ethosphere eventually.
What do you mean? Something else? What do you mean?
Just something else like it.
I would say no. I would say that's not necessary. I would say that Twin Peaks is a vision of a couple of guys, and it only exists because of those guys. Now, I'm not saying there isn't going to be other weird shit, because what is weird? Weird is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
But there would be some other weird shit, but there wouldn't be anything like Twin Peaks.
No.
David Lynch, like I said, there wouldn't be. David Lynch makes movies that are 100% David Lynchian.
Oh, yeah.
But what is David Lynchian? It's a hodgepodge of this influence, that influence, like every filmmaker.
Well,
and I do believe in my heart of hearts, there's a part of David Lynch that laughs and is like, I'm going to throw this fucking shit in. Watch what happens.
He doesn't just throwing things randomly.
And that's a compliment.
Himself.
And that's a compliment that I'm giving David Lynch. I think he's smart enough that he likes making a goof. I feel that he likes to attack, the so-called film snobs of the world and the people who, by doing stuff like this, much like Andy Kaufman, who loved show business, also liked to take the piss out of certain levels of show business and comedy and didn't respect certain parts of it. And that's why he did what he did. And while people are up there, he was having a good laugh inside. Like, look at this shit.
Well, for David Lynch, it's not about playing a joke on the audience. I mean, he gets all this weird stuff from his dreams. He said that before. And then he's completely fine with a narrative having dream logic.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's all that is.
And he didn't invent dream logic.
No, nobody can invent dreams.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this Lynchian stuff is, one could say that's not Lynchian at all. It's humanian. It's all humans have dreams.
But
like
doesn't all art connect to the human experience?
The human experience, yes, but that's what I mean. So therefore,
he's the guy who did it.
By your definition, it isn't groundbreaking.
He's the guy who did it on film.
I don't think he was the first guy who did it on film.
I'm not saying the first guy who ever did surrealism. I'm saying he's the guy known for this kind of thing.
Could you still go back and explain what Ryan's original point was that you farted a tangent out of, which was, could you explain why you just don't watch the other movies?
Yeah.
It needs to be something that makes sense, not just I like to wait.
No. I don't want to just go through everything right away. I do like to save good things for later.
For what? What purpose?
Come on, Joe. That is bullshit.
These movies are not wine. They don't get better with age.
Yeah, a lot of times it goes the other way, Joe.
Explain it.
They don't age well.
That is the explanation. I mean, that's just my...
No, you're lazy. Just say you're lazy and you're only awake 7.5 hours a day.
You're lazy?
Even if I was only awake 7.5 hours a day, if I wanted to, I could watch whatever. But I just like to wait on things. I like to, yeah.
You have all this free time and you piss it away. So explain. Why do you not,
I wish you could see Joe's face.
Why do you not spend it watching the movies? Like Ryan said, you've had 3 years of this horse shit. I'm sick of it. Explain yourself.
Well, I did. I like to wait. If you don't want to buy that, that's fine. But that's my answer.
Any sense. I think that's an excuse.
Okay. Cool.
I don't understand it. I don't understand why you want to wait.
I just, I don't know. That's just where my head goes.
No, because your head goes nowhere. Because you don't have the brain space. You maxed out the RAM fucking 10 years ago.
Okay.
You've got nothing left in there. You feel like you've seen it all. You saw Twin Peaks fucking returns. You're done. We're over. I hope that you fucking choke on a nugget tomorrow in the midst of beginning to watch the next David Lynch film you haven't seen.
Okay.
And then you get to... the light is leaving your eyes.
As the end credits roll?
No. Opening credits.
Oh, okay.
You don't even get it.
Okay.
So, and that's the thing, speaking of David Lynch, when I ask you about The Straight Story, you have this attitude just by me saying the title that it doesn't count.
No, I absolutely think it counts.
But you're like, I don't need to watch it. And the reason is you like the concept of the David Lynch weird shit because it makes you feel smart. It makes you feel superior. It makes you feel like you're ingesting art and not just entertainment. But The Straight Story to you, because it wasn't a bunch of weird shit, and he did do a fairly straight narrative.
It's a movie about a 70-year-old man on a lawnmower. That's not that straight for cinema, like for mainstream.
When you
cinema.
break anything down to a soundbite like that, it can sound weird, but it is a sentimental story
with an old man trying to reconnect with his brother.
Starring an actor whose roots in Hollywood go way back, because it was Richard Hill Farnsworth, who is a stuntman who's only started acting late in his career, but he was known forever as a stuntman. Yeah. So you have a very traditional Hollywood star, old Hollywood star that a lot of people knew. And it was a very sentimental story. So if you can break it down anything, old man on a tractor, I see, old Hollywood aging star, looking back at his life, which is what mainstream audiences love.
Oh, sure.
I feel The Straight Story is a very commercial movie.
I mean, the Elephant Man is basically a straight drama, and I really liked that. It's black and white, but it's a straight-up drama.
I know what The Elephant Man is.
No, I'm saying for the audience.
And don't forget, The Elephant Man, also.
Yeah, it's based on a true story.
And a play.
Yeah, they say for the movie that isn't. Maybe that's just for legal reasons. I haven't seen the play. I don't know.
Well, there's similarities.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, there's lines.
That's perfectly fine.
At one point, I was going to be in the fucking thing. I read it.
Okay.
Yes, there's differences because there's always the differences to adaptations.
Sure.
But at the same time, there was a very specific A to B to C story that was going to be told.
Yeah. Okay.
No matter who directed it.
That's perfectly fine.
And I dig this. It's funny and it's weird, but that's where I stop. It's fun to speculate. I get it. It's like a choose your own adventure book. It's fun, all the different things this could mean. But with you, Joe, it doesn't become fun. It becomes dyed in the wool, according to Hoyle. This is what it means. If you don't like it and you don't see that this is the greatest fucking thing ever, it sucks. And that's when I start, out of spite, saying fuck David Lynch, fuck David Lynch's fans. And because you ruin it for me. You ruin the fun. You ruin the fun just the way that when the fucking Super Bowl comes on, and before I get any further, I fucking hate football. I don't give a fuck about football.
I don't do sport ball.
But that you just proved my point. Sport ball. When the fucking Super Bowl comes around, all you see on Facebook is there a game on today?
Yeah.
I don't watch sport ball. Hey, AKA, I'm smarter, I'm funnier, I'm better than the fucking Super Bowl. I'm cooler. It's just like when Game of Thrones finale came on. Again, I don't know. I didn't watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I haven't
But people got off on thinking that they are better because they don't watch it. So they'd like to let you know, I don't watch Game of Thrones. Am I the only one time I'm watching Game of Thrones? They want to take the joy and the fun out of something that people like. You know what I mean? It's the same sort of concept. You take all the fun out of shit by going the opposite, by saying, this is the greatest. If you don't like it, you're a moron. But then you turn around and I get so confused because as somebody that you take such a hot take on, then you're like, meh, on all of his other movies. And so I'm like, what?
No.
I just don't understand. And therefore, I think you're just talking out of both sides of your dick. And maybe at the end of the day, Joe, you don't like any of this either. And this is just one big goof on all of us.
No, I do like this. See, that's kind of frightening.
Yeah, it's spooky. I mean, it's weird. But I mean, it didn't. It's also very clunky. The editing is just not.
Well, an hour and a half of scenes were deleted from the movie just because you can't have a 4-hour movie.
Well, regardless, this is the story. This is the movie with his name on it. So I don't give a fuck about the backstory. I give a fuck about the final product. And the final product's clunky. It's David Lynch's fault. Yeah. I don't care about the backstory. You know what I mean? It's like when everyone go with Cursed with Wes Craven. Yeah, that movie's a piece of shit, and I know the backstory behind it, but at the end of the day...
Well, wasn't Cursed...
It's still a terrible movie directed by Wes Craven.
But wasn't it eventually taken from him? I don't know the full story behind Cursed.
Yes, but at the end of the day, I'm judging the final product. And maybe I'll give a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, because I don't think the final product was his, because he wasn't allowed to actually do it fully.
No, but still, it ends up directed by Wes Craven, not Alan Smithy. He owned it, so I have to count it.
I don't know if I would, just because if you're not allowed to do something, then how can you say you did it?
I mean, most directors don't get final cut anyway.
But
so one could say,
wasn't it also messed with during filming as well?
Well, there was a lot of issues with it, and some could say Wes rolled over and just that's fine, didn't fight.
I don't know.
I mean, Wes Craven. I'm not getting the Wes Craven thing, but I would also go, and this is maybe a hot take. I don't think Wes Craven has a very great filmography.
Yeah, I think a lot of people say that.
I think though that when he was good, he was very good and deserving of his Master of Horror title.
You've got Scream, you've got Nightmare on Elm Street, and you've got Last House on the Left.
But unlike a John Carpenter,
big ones right there.
Unlike a Hitchcock,
he wasn't able to sustain it.
Where it's boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Wes Craven, man, and don't forget the same year he did Nightmare on Elm Street, he did The Hills of Ice Part 2, and one of those movies is a masterpiece. The other one's fucking unwatchable. So at what point does the genius stop and the hack begin? Or maybe he was just a good journeyman director. When he had a good idea and a good script, he could deliver. When he didn't, he wasn't talented enough to pull it out, like a Tobe Hooper.
Oh, yeah. Because it's hard to tell, yeah.
Tobe Hooper, obviously Texas Chainsaw Massacre, unfucking touchable.
Yeah, Poltergeist. Some people say Poltergeist.
I'll give Poltergeist because nobody really knows, and at the end of the day, it's a great movie. He's the credited director. I'm going to give it to him.
Sure.
Even though there's dispute.
Yeah. Spielberg's got his grubby hands all over it.
Salem's Lot is an incredible TV movie.
Yeah.
Funny and scary. Funhouse has great atmosphere.
Like Funhouse.
Tobe Hooper had some moments of absolute brilliance, but then he had movie after movie after movie
he
after
Crocodile,
movie.
1993's Crocodile.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
So at what point do you where you find the line between, well, maybe he just ran hot and cold.
Yeah, it's tough because you got somebody like John Carpenter. 1970s completely on, 1980s completely on.
Same with the Spielberg.
1990s good, and then.
Yeah, well, it was 2 movies in 1 decade. Don't forget, Joe. All the people that want to get up their ass about John Carpenter in the 90s, and trust me, he did Village of the Damned.
Yeah.
Memoirs. I don't know if it's hard. You got to count it.
Maybe not.
He did get the credit, so I have to count it. But there's a big story behind Memoirs of an Invisible Man. You can always look up the making of that and William Goldman, etc.
Did Scream Factory have something good on it?
I don't know. I haven't seen that. I'm just knowing from William Goldman's one of his books, his second book.
Okay.
But in the 90s, he made 2 movies, Ghosts of Mars, in the 2000s, actually he made 1 movie, Ghosts of Mars.
Yes.
2010 was Award.
Yes.
And then he did
Masters of Horror, which are great.
And those are okay.
Well, Cigarette Burns is fantastic. The Pro-Life, I think, was the other one he did, and that wasn't as good.
No, but they're interesting. At the end of the day, they're interesting.
Yeah.
So
no,
I feel very confident saying John Carpenter only made a couple of Met movies, and most of his films, both even as a writer, if you watch the movies he wrote, he actually wrote 2 movies with Tommy Lee Jones. He did Eyes of Laura Mars and God, what was that one? Black
Dahlia?
No.
Okay.
It's another Tommy Lee Jones movie. It's got like a supercharged car in it. And I can't think. Something like Dark Moon Rising, Black Moon Rising.
We watched that on Malevolent Movies.
Yes, it's not Dark Moon Rising.
Yeah.
It's something like that. For some reason, the title's escaping me. I can see the poster. But Tommy Lee Jones, and it was an 80s movie. He wrote that movie.
Okay.
So I'm going to go say most of the stuff John Carpenter put his name to is good, if not amazing.
Oh, he did some masterpieces.
I would say he never did anything legit bad, and I would include Ghosts of Mars. Ghosts of Mars is not good, but I wouldn't say it's terrible.
Personally, I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to comment one way or the other.
A lot of people hate it, and yes,
I know.
It's not good.
Yeah.
But...
Well, and then there's...
It's still watchable. It's still Carpenter. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just tough, yeah. And it's too bad because it seems like... I think he said that, like, the negative response to a lot of his stuff is why he doesn't really want to go out and do a new movie.
Well, he's also an older man.
He's very old. Yeah, he's very old. He wants to play video games now.
And, and he has nothing to prove.
Yeah.
He just, and I feel like finally he realizes late in life he is appreciated. He used to always say,
absolutely, yeah.
His quote is like, in America, in France, I'm an auteur or whatever. In France, I'm a genius. But in America, I'm a bum. Well, I think he's finally, with the new generation, realized that, he did okay and his legacy is safe. And, there's...
Yeah, no, the Thing reception broke his heart because he knew that was probably going to be the best film he would ever make. And
that, and it also broke
nobody liked it.
And also financially, it made it hard for him to get more gigs. Yeah. I mean, people forget that it's a business, and if your movie, no matter how good it is, doesn't make money, that hinders your chance to make another movie, even if it's a great film and everybody loves it and the critics love it. If it doesn't make money.
Well, it's tough with the home market because nowadays you could finance something for $3 million, and if it's good, it will make money eventually. I think.
Well, yeah, because it's a low budget thing.
Yeah,
and it's a less of a risk. But The Thing was not a low budget film.
No, those are fantastic effects. Even today, I mean, I don't think there's much that tops The Thing.
But yeah, it broke his heart because he put a lot into that, and also it fucked up his career. Yeah. I mean, he was already balls deep in shooting Christine, so it didn't affect Christine. And then I'm sure the deal for Starman might have kind of been on the way, but after that, he was back to making low budget stuff. Big Trouble in Little China, They Live, and Prince of Darkness are low budget genre movies.
Yeah.
They're classics to us, but he wasn't working with Universal. I mean, he wasn't making a big movies. Those aren't big movies.
No.
The thing was his one shot at doing a big budget studio movie.
Yeah, because Halloween was shot for nothing.
And it was a great movie.
The Fog was shot for almost nothing.
Well, those were all,
$2
and they were all indie films.
Yeah.
The Thing was a Universal studio movie.
Oh, yeah.
With money behind it and a major studio behind it.
Yeah.
And the fact that it didn't do business, he's like, well, there's my fucking shot.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of late 90s, I think In the Mouth of Madness is one of his best films.
I love In the Mouth of Madness, yeah.
I'm probably going to buy that new Blu-ray.
I would say the only movies that I would say I wouldn't recommend, unless you're a John Carpenter completist, are maybe Village of the Damned.
Yeah.
I would definitely say stay away from Escape from L.A., except as
LA.
a curiosity because you like New York, but it's really just oof.
Ugh, yeah.
And I like Vampires quite a bit.
Okay.
And then Ghost of Mars is kind of meh. And The War doesn't even feel like a Carpenter film, but...
Oh, Tyler's just showing me a gay pornography cartoon. There's a man getting fucked up his ass and his penis is wiggling.
I imagine it's the animated version of
this meat spin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I'll take a look at videos.
Oh, I know, Joe.
Yeah. Oh, Tyler's actually going to have to leap very soon, eventually.
Oh, I'm sad. I'm sad to hear that.
Man, I won't be getting yelled
Tyler
at.
had to leave. He was so mad. He had to walk away.
Yeah, that's okay.
I would thought it was finally going to come to blows, and I probably wouldn't have stopped him.
Okay, I understand. He's taking aspirin. It's okay.
I understand that.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Joe's enough to... And this is,
I rile people up, I guess.
But we haven't really talked too much about
about the movie.
But you know what? There's not much to talk about.
I think there's a lot to talk about.
It's not a story that can be told verbally, and that's fine. It's cinema. No. Cinema should be, but my problem is I've always been in his opinion. I feel that a story, even told cinematically, it should have some sort of payoff.
I mean, I think
it shouldn't just leave people up in the air just because I feel that you fucking waste people's time.
I could give like a pretty good telling of the Twin Peaks story. I think. It's about like a prom queen. Everybody loves her in the town.
Tyler's splitting.
Yep, he's gone.
Nobody to save you now.
Cockhole.
Yeah, but all the stuff you love about Twin Peaks will not be part of the telling of what it's about.
The visual stuff can't be. No, but I think the story, the baseline story is good.
But I don't think I'm surprised that you love the story because there's nothing to the story.
Well, here's what it is. A prom queen with a lot of secrets is killed, and everyone in the town had like a connection to her.
Mm-hmm.
So an FBI agent is brought in to investigate that, and he's looking through like a lot of different people in the town, and there's like a guy who's involved with like a prostitution ring, and there's a guy who's a drug trafficker, and then her high school sweetheart was into cocaine as well and trying to traffic them throughout the school. And then, so basically he is a happy-go-lucky guy who relies on his intuition. And he has a dream where Laura whispers the name of her killer into his ear, but he forgets it. And then he's just trying to go based on clues that he sees around him on the dreams that he gets. Yeah.
I do love this stuff.
Yeah, that little midget actually was not asked to be...
A little person.
Okay, little person. He was not allowed back into the return because...
Is he still alive, the actor?
Yes, he is. What happened was he wanted, like... $2 million or something outrageous to be in it.
Oh.
And then he went on Facebook and accused David Lynch of raping his daughter, killing his best friend, Jack Nance.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
And then
I know Jack Nance. Didn't Jack Nance die from
a bar fight?
A bar fight, yeah. Weird ending. Yeah. Again, my problem is more with the fandom and all this importance that is put on with declarative statements that I don't necessarily agree with. But as... I get why Twin Peaks and this shit is fun to watch. It's silly. It's weird. It's different. But that doesn't impress me. I don't walk away saying, now that is fucking cinema.
Well, here's the weird thing, right? Coming up here, this is a prequel and also a sequel because the timelines get messed up whenever you go in the Black Lodge. That's Annie Blackburn. She was almost killed at the very end of the series, which is weeks later from where this is happening. And she did. So yeah, once you go in the Black Lodge, you get completely fucked up time-wise. You can be everywhere and nowhere.
Yeah.
Because the Twin Peaks, the series ends on a pretty big cliffhanger. I mean, Dale Cooper gets possessed by Bob, and then the series ends. Because he wanted a third season.
Yeah.
And they would not do it. And with so basically... a lot of the ideas in The Return, I think people have kind of gone on record that he was going to do a trilogy if this film did well, which it did not. This bombed.
Yeah.
And
because he lost the audience. Well, that's the problem.
So basically,
they were there with him at the first, and what would you call that? That's my thing. Would you call that a failure as a storyteller to the audience that was rabid and was really digging? You weren't able to keep them going, or are you going to do the thing? Well, the audience is fucking stupid.
No. Here's what happened. I mean, as soon as the killer got revealed, he bailed. He had
I
other
know
stuff
that
to do.
story, but at the end of the day, he made that choice. You could say ABC did all this, but at the end of the day, he couldn't narratively figure out a way to still do that.
No. The narrative end was good. It's a very, very cool thing that Laura's father killed her. That's fine. It just, the series had nothing else to do after that got revealed. Well, so either that should have been the end, or they should have never revealed it. But CBS had a pretty big thing going.
Yeah, and David Lynch was not good enough to continue that post Laura Palmer. Whether it's because he threw his hands up in the air and gave up or whatever. But at the end of the day, audience doesn't give a fuck about the politics. We're watching the show. That's why people tuned out, though. That's why they tuned out, because he couldn't sustain it, though.
He had no interest in sustaining it.
Well,
he was done.
Then he failed, is what I mean then. Because you can't blame, you know what I mean? The audience is there. He still could have done it.
No, I'm not blaming him, because I don't think a lot of the last third of Twin Peaks, I don't think it's that good. I think the first 2/3 are awesome, and then you get into giant lull.
But you don't blame David Lynch for it.
I don't, because he left. He had nothing to do with it. His name was still mildly on it, but he had nothing to do with it.
So who was doing it?
Mildly Mark Frost, but he was basically done as well.
Well, then who was doing it?
Whoever were the scriptwriters of those episodes.
Well, either way, though, he shouldn't have went back and done the movie then. The
movie's fantastic.
He walked away from it and then decided, I want to come back to it.
He came back for the last episode and then the movie.
But people were already burnt and didn't give a fuck. And they
didn't give a fuck in the time, but it definitely did get still a big cult audience after the fact.
Well, it's a cult film, yeah, and that happens in millions of movies.
Yeah. But it normally happens to movies that people like.
Well, yeah, I'm saying people have liked it in retrospect.
Yeah.
And I understand. Oh, this guy. I used to be Facebook friends with this guy.
Oh, Walter Jean Renault.
I don't know what the fuck. His name is Walter. Okay, I can't pronounce his last name. Okay. I was Facebook friends with him, and he was always running. He lost his leg or something.
Yes. Yeah.
And he was running Indiegogo campaigns, and I always felt sorry for the guy. The guy's been in a ton of movies.
That's actually so. Basically, this character dies in the series. David Lynch wrote a little scene for him to be in The Return.
So maybe he could get money
so that he could get paid.
Because he was running a GoFundMe or something for a long time.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Because he's in bad health.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, basically he comes back as the ghost of Jacques Renault, or I think in the series it's even his brother. But yeah, he wanted to make sure that he could cameo, so that way he could get his fees and shit.
That's one that, another good thing. And The Return just had too many cooks in the kitchen. Like I said, I've never seen it, but every time I'd read the cast list, I was like,
oh, it's 217 people.
I was like, meh, it's everybody. When everybody's in the thing, I don't care. But when you get a specific group, like this movie has a good combination of big stars at the time and genre people. I mean, what's his name that was just there from Return of the Living Dead Part 2? The kid that was just in the phone booth. Can't think of the actor's name right now.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah.
You have a lot of low-budget genre people in this movie.
Yeah.
People that were doing straight-to-video stuff in this. And character actors like Walter there. And
Yeah, we got Harry Stanton. He was the...
well, he's a legend.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not talking about him.
Yeah, David Lynch loves working with him, yeah. Grace Zabriskie.
Yeah, she had, right around probably this time, within a year or two, she had done Child's Play 2.
Yeah. Well, and in Twin Peaks, she gives such a fantastic performance as a grief-stricken mother, yeah.
That's it's a positive. It's what I'm saying, that David Lynch, he cast talent. He doesn't necessarily cast based on, because there's a lot of, Kyle MacLachlan, His career is, I mean, Sex and the City has given him
definitely gave him a bump.
But before, I mean, he was pretty much in shit like The Hidden, and when he's not doing David Lynch stuff, he's doing some pretty shitty stuff. Showgirls, and I love, and I love Comic Law. I think he's great.
Yeah. What happened kind of with that is, Twin Peaks blew up, and he was very afraid of being typecast as like a detective. So he wouldn't get cast as anything but a detective. He was afraid of. Yeah. So he's only in this for about 10 to 15 minutes by request.
And that was a mistake, I think, in his career.
Yeah.
Getting typecast is better than not getting cast at all.
Yeah,
probably. He didn't do a lot.
And like I will say this, I mean, he is unbelievable in The Return because he's playing 5 different people at certain points.
Well, he's a good actor.
He's extremely good. And he's got like all these like little mannerisms for each character. They're all pretty unique. I mean, it's good.
I would like to watch it sometime, but I'm not going to watch it with a David Lynch fan because they're going to take all the joy out of it by telling me everything means fucking this.
Okay, here's the log lady. Don't you think the log means something?
It might.
Yeah.
I mean, but it doesn't have to.
No, I think it's good even without meaning.
It could just be a goof. And that's the thing is the fans will not consider that it could be a goof. It has to have meaning. That's when the joy goes away, and that's when I fall out.
Okay.
Because I don't necessarily subscribe to the idea. I think David Lynch is, again, smart enough and weird enough that he could be a guy who's just doing a goof.
He's had like little jokes with like the angriest dog in the world, like comic strip he made that was a satire. He did Dumbland, the cartoons on his website.
I could see him being the kind of guy that's like, let's put this, I'm going to put this in just because I think it's kind of strange and watch everyone talk about it. I feel that he's a guy that would do something like that. But no, the fans like it has to mean David Lynch wouldn't do that.
I mean, David Lynch,
because they don't like the idea that this could be anything. This has to be brilliant. Everything has to be brilliant in this. Yeah. They can't buy the idea that it might just be a goof sometimes.
I mean,
that's my problem.
Lynch has said that he doesn't really read fan stuff. I mean, he didn't even read his own daughter's book, The Secret Diary of Laura Palmer, because he didn't want that to like kind of get in his head.
Yeah.
Like he won't read Mark Frost's books. He didn't read his own daughter's about Twin Peaks because he wants Twin Peaks to be his vision in his head.
Well, the weird thing is, it's not his vision. He co-created with another guy, so it's kind of shitty and selfish. But that's fine.
Nah.
Because those are canon.
Yes. Yeah, they are.
So, well, again, not giving a fuck about continuity in the story and the fans that are following along, and I do have a problem with that.
Well, the Black Lodge introduces, like, time paradoxes into the thing. So things could be completely off-canon and still be canon because there's, like, multiple dimensions they
smartly built in a device where they can do whatever the fuck they want and not be beholden to actually finishing a story. Which I kind of respect on one level. On the other level, I'm like, okay, that's a fail-safe that anybody could do, and then you don't have to explain.
Yeah, but that is better than just sloppily explaining it and then it doesn't work out. Like something with like a bunch of plot holes or something. Or
well...
Well, she basically knows that she's going to die pretty soon here. I mean, that's what this is.
Why does she know that?
But she knows that Bob is getting ready to try to possess her.
So she possess or die? What do you mean?
Basically almost the same thing. And one's just about as bad as the other. At the very end, she chooses to sacrifice herself. But yeah, I mean, Laura Palmer is basically a character that was doomed from the start of her life because her father was infected with Bob, if you will, and it was going to eventually infect her.
So Bob is an alien or a ghost? What is he?
So it is...
Why and how is he possessing people?
So Bob is a lodge entity. The Black Lodge is a place of evil that are trying to cause chaos and evil in the world. Okay. The White Lodge is a place where a bunch of spirits, well, not really spirits, it's hard to explain, but...
Well, no, explain to me. It shouldn't be hard to explain. If it's a good story, it shouldn't be hard to explain.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's metaphysical entities. They're not really aliens, they're not really ghosts, but there's something otherworldly. Okay. And they are able to, like, send clues and try to send help to fight off the Black Lodge spirits. And then the famous red curtained room, that's not really the Black Lodge, that's something else completely, but both kinds of spirits are able to go into that place. That's basically just the waiting room to go to either one. And yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy it because it's weird. And
yeah, it's
and
sleazy.
I don't want to call it that sleazy.
No, it's gonna get sleazy here in a minute.
There's a very Hollywood sheen to the whole thing.
Oh, just watch. He's gotta jerk her off angrily.
Why is her friend just hanging out there?
Just watching. What's she gonna do? Like, stop her?
Well, they're teenagers. They could
Yeah, they are teenagers.
always call the police.
Yeah.
Moira Kelly.
Mm.
The cutting edge.
Yeah. She did pretty good in this, but it's tough because she is a recast. So, like, you watch a whole series with Lara Flynn Boyle, and then this new actress comes in.
Yeah. Where's the sleazy part, Joe?
You'll see it's coming up in a couple minutes.
Those just are those entities or are those just dudes?
No, that's just
out?
dudes. That's just dudes who want to fuck a teenager. Yeah, they're dirty truckers.
You ever think about becoming a truck driver, Joe?
I think I'd be good on the road.
Buck.
It's fine. No, I don't want to fuck on the road.
Her name. This guy's name is Buck.
Yeah, Buck. He's
This
ready to fuck.
dirtball piece of shit.
No.
Trying to get an underage girl is named Buck, huh?
I would be a fantastic truck driver.
Oh, wow.
What? Coincidence? Or you think not?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just
Okay.
saying this is one of your favorite movies and interesting.
I don't. In film, it's unfortunate, but there's not a lot of nice people named Buck. It's awful.
Uncle Buck, I suppose.
Yeah, he was okay. Yeah. I could actually be an Uncle Buck.
Why, is your brother having a baby?
I don't know. They might eventually. I don't know.
Has your brother got a girlfriend?
No, he had one for a while, but they broke up.
Well, your sister could have a baby.
Oh, yeah, she could.
She got a boyfriend?
Yeah. She actually went down to Louisiana 2 weeks ago to go hang out with him.
Does
The
he
military guy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. So is this another room in the bar?
Yeah, well, Yeah, this is like basically the bar is like a front end to like this prostitution den that's happening.
Oh, okay.
This is adjacent to the
How much
one
more is this fucking movie going?
Huh?
How much more of this is there?
Probably about another hour.
So I'm getting kind of bored with it.
Oh no! Come on. What if I
mean-
make my nipples dance?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the cool and weird visual weirdness only goes with me so far. I need something to propel it.
Yeah.
It is funny though. This actor,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
you got
oh
to kiss."
boy,
Yeah.
I get to have a screen kiss with the beautiful lead.
He's all hard. He had to tape down his little dick beforehand.
Oh, Joe.
Because his foot was already falling off. All the blood went to his foot, not his dick. Is that what happened?
No, Joe.
Okay, I understand.
Why would you talk so shittily about the actors in your favorite movie of
No,
all
it's
time?
fine. No, I'm making jokes. It's a comedy commentary.
Oh, is this a comedy commentary?
Yeah, I think so. Somewhat.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
sure people have been rolling.
Yeah.
It's been so funny.
Guffawing.
Yeah.
Chuckling.
They probably laughed at when
Yeah,
Tyler
Tyler
was
yelled at
giving
me.
you the business.
It's fine. It's fine. Everybody can yell at
Do you ever
stuff.
feel bad after Tyler yells at you?
I mean, I try not to. Other people can have different opinions of people.
Yeah, but when
I try not to let it get me down. No.
but when somebody you like says bad things to you and yells at you, does it make you feel bad?
It really just depends. I mean, yeah.
If I yell at you, does it make you feel bad?
It would have to depend on what it would be. I mean,
Have
you can.
I ever made you feel bad, Joe? Really?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No, Tyler has, but I don't think you have.
Tyler has, but not me.
Yeah, no.
Well, I
'Cause,
just
I mean,
need
we-
double my efforts then, huh?
Okay, we can yell and argue all day about films. I think that's basically all in good fun. I mean it's fine. People can say that you are a dumbass who has shit tastes about films, and that's completely fine because we're doing a
Well,
commentary.
that'd be incorrect.
No, me. I'm saying you could yell that at me, and that would be fine.
Well, I don't think you have shit taste for films. I think you have a very small taste in film.
Yeah.
You've only seen like 6 things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And all of them are from David Lynch and Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah.
And Tarantino.
I'm honestly surprised you like Tarantino, actually.
I do, yeah. I'm very excited for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Because I figured it's a little too mainstream for you.
No, I like it.
What if he cast Adam Sandler in one of his movies? What would you think about that?
Adam Sandler has already proven that he can do a good performance, so I don't mind that.
But
I mean,
you hate Adam Sandler.
yes. Yeah, and kind of what he stands for.
What does he stand for?
Just mediocrity in cinema, kind of, I think.
But not always.
No, he's done a couple good films.
But you never give him a chance, though. You still consider him shit.
I'll give him a chance if he's in, like, a drama.
And he has been. He's been in a couple of dramas.
That's what I'm saying.
But how many dramas does he have to do on top of his, his comedies?
I haven't seen a comedy of his I've liked, and I've seen probably 8 or 9 Adam Sandler movies. I've seen a bunch of them.
Is this what you call it sleazy?
A little bit.
This is not sleazy.
Well, wait, it's coming up to it.
There's sleazy is an atmosphere. There's not really it's weird.
Well, no. The Pink Room, I think, definitely has a good atmosphere.
Sleazy's like The Exterminator.
I mean,
with
the
Robert
soundtrack's
Ginty.
blaring, and the chicks have their titties out.
Basket Case. A lot of those New York City movies in the early 80s. Miss 45.
Yeah.
They all have kind of a sleazy under. Canon films are often very sleazy.
Yeah.
Strip to Kill.
How about Dress to Kill?
That's not sleazy.
Okay.
It's De Palma. Although there is yes, I wouldn't call Dress to Kill sleazy. It's got some salaciousness to it. But
Okay. About like a nice Basic Instinct.
Oh, there's definitely a little bit of sleaze with Basic Instinct, but there's also a sheen to it.
Yeah.
A very Hollywood sheen to it.
Yeah. I'll watch it, but I'll just rewind the part over and over again where she unspreads her legs.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Because you don't see really anything.
Well, you could not show a pussy on film, and I'm getting on R rating. It was tough.
One-Eyed Jacks.
Yeah.
I like to think she means she was thrown out of the movie One-Eyed Jacks.
Oh, yeah.
The Nicholson film.
Yeah. She got kicked out. She was doing coke on the set.
She was seeing a screening.
She kept crossing in front of a light, and he yelled at her.
Or not Nicholson, what I mean.
Yeah.
Carl Malden.
Yeah.
My phone's ringing.
Oh, okay.
I got a Joe Buckley ringtone.
Oh, yeah.
But I won't be able to answer because I'm
we're doing the commentary.
Watching this goddamn thing. And
you can answer it and put them on.
It's the bank.
Oh, yeah, fuck them. Fuck their fuckholes.
But I told the lady at the bank, I said I may not answer my phone.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You should not. You are an important podcast man.
Well, but I am a little tuning out. I'm getting bored with this.
Here, look at my titties.
No, I just, like I said, there's not enough investment for me in what's happening to get through the weirdness.
Yeah.
I appreciate it though.
Yeah.
I like this Walter guy.
Well, and one reason why I thought
I'm bored with it.
Yeah, one reason why I thought this would be a weird pick is if you hadn't have seen Twin Peaks the series.
I saw it when it first. I've seen all of Twin Peaks the series and the movie, but it's been forever.
Yeah.
I saw Twin Peaks when it was on when I was like 11. So, and then I saw Fire Walk with Me when it came on when it hit VHS the first time.
Oh yeah.
And I remember being like, whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the pilot of Twin Peaks is actually sold in Europe as a movie. Because it is an hour and a half long, it hits it. So they put it on VHS standalone.
So what's this guy doing in this scene, Joe?
He's going pussy diving. He's diving for some pussy. Yeah, I can be filthy.
It's like they're back at One-Eyed Jack's.
Oh yeah, they're gonna see a One-Eyed Jack, all right. One-Eyed Jack me off and make me come.
Stop it.
Okay, I understand.
Look at the levels over there.
I'm sorry, Tyler.
Is that Donna Hayward?
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with the audio?
No, this is absolutely intentional. It's supposed to be, the dialogue is supposed to be muted because the volume is so loud of the song in the bar. The first DVD release actually messed this up, and they made the dialogue far too loud. So this is the fixed release.
Yeah, that's again, I have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, it's always been subtitled in theaters.
Oh, they did subtitle?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's subtitled.
I just thought it's fine. I just don't see the point.
He's a big guy in terms of like you should be like very, very loud in certain aspects. Like on all of his releases, he includes like a little note like, "Hey, sound engineers in the projection booth, bump my movie up 3 decibels or whatever."
No, I just don't see the point in purposely having a scene where you're gonna have the music in the bar be so loud.
Well, that's how it works in real life. If you're in a bar, you can't hear. You can barely
hear what people are
saying.
I know, but this isn't real life. He doesn't do it in every shot.
No, but it's just a way to enhance the atmosphere of that scene.
I don't feel it worked at all. Actually, it made it annoying.
Okay.
It made me want the scene to end. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and it is a long scene. It's probably about 8-10 minutes.
Yeah.
But we're back at the Palmer house. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and old daddy's coming home.
Ray Wise.
Oh, yeah.
Always liked him.
Yeah. He is in The Return, but just barely. Yeah, I had to cart your drunk ass home.
So serious about it.
Yeah.
I don't want you to wear my stuff.
Ooh, I'm Bane. Bleh. Oh, Batman. You were born into a bat cave, but now you're going to die.
Are you trying to do the Bane voice?
Yeah.
Is
Bane?
that Joe Buckley doing Bane?
Yeah, a little bit.
Have you seen
I haven't
Dark
seen
Knight Rises?
Dark Knight Rises, no.
Have you ever heard?
I've heard the voice, yeah. Batman.
Let's do Dark Knight. I'll be Batman and you be Bane, and let's just make up the dialogue.
Okay, sure.
It's as if Batman and Bane were in the world of Twin Peaks.
Okay.
So Bane.
Yeah, what?
I see.
Sorry, I kind of interrupted you there. What were you gonna say?
I see you followed me to Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on in this town. There's a disease. That disease is crime.
Yeah.
I gotta fight the disease.
And if you
like Cobra.
If you think for 1 second that you're going to wipe out crime, I've got a little mystery for you, Batman. You see this box I brought along with me? Well, if you press the button, 100,000 people will die because I put a bomb in Twin Peaks.
And that's Bane?
Kinda. I'm not good at the low accent kind of thing. I don't know.
Low accent kind of thing.
Well, I guess high pitch.
I'm not afraid of you, Bane.
Oh, well, Batman, you should be afraid because Gotham is going to become the new Twin Peaks.
If people are gonna be afraid of me, I need to be more than a man. I need to be a symbol. I need to be a little person. Talking backwards, not making sense.
You may think you're a hero, Batman, but we're going to show you that the hero's actually a zero with this bomb box I brought along with me.
Okay.
Ooh,
so what's going on now?
This is the one-armed man. This is...
like in The Fugitive?
Yes, yeah, that's why that was in there. Oh, and by the way, you smell like burning engine oil whenever these things get too close. Sometimes.
Wait, what things get too close?
Whenever like lodge and then these get too close, you're about to enter the lodge.
Oh, so...
Yeah. Basically, okay, so this guy was part of it, but then he...
the old man?
No, not the old man. Although David Lynch loves to make fun of the elderly. This guy. Yeah. Basically, creamed corn is garmonbosia, and that means pain and suffering. Yeah, but no, this guy cut off his arm that his tattoo was on, and then it became the little guy.
So this guy cut off his arm, and that turned into the the guy in the tux
the
backwards?
Little dancing guy, yeah.
Oh, he's got that ring.
Yes, yeah. The ring is going to come into play with this.
Well, she woke up with that ring, remember? And
yes.
Finally, the corn.
Yeah.
It's silly.
We're going to see like a nice shot of some corn later on.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
There'll be all kinds of silly bullshit.
No, it's cool bullshit.
Is this supposed to be louder again?
Yeah,
I hate this. I hate this. It's annoying.
I don't know.
It takes me out. It takes me out of the movie.
I think it's atmospheric.
There's no atmosphere when it's just loud music. That's like the opposite. I don't hear any atmosphere. I don't hear it's just loud soundtrack. I hate that.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like Laura at all.
A little bit. I don't know. She's blonde.
She doesn't look like Laura at all.
They're both blonde.
So he's laying with this banging this chick, and he says, "You look like my daughter."
Yes.
That's weird.
Yeah. Is he Bob or Leland?
Who's Leland?
Leland Palmer, her father.
Oh, his name's Leland.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know it's deliberate.
Yeah,
This ridiculous overacting.
Yeah, he does that, yeah.
That's fine. But that's what I mean. The whole thing is just, it's just it's like a weird goof. Hmm. It's almost like a parody of art films. If you told me this was a parody of serious films that don't
of Begotten,
I would have totally bought it, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And part of me thinks that it could be that. Like he wants to take the piss out of other films or all the critics that have gone on and on about him. And he was like, you know what, critics, they think everything I do, then he's almost like, I'm going to go fucking weird as hell.
Yeah.
And see what they say and see what sort of importance and see, you know what I mean? And then I'll never talk about what it's about because one, that will spoil it. And two, because it's not really about anything. I mean, I think that's
even back in the day,
because all of his other things is non-Twin Peaks stuff. You know, and Eraserhead notwithstanding, of course. But that is an art film, a student film more than this. Most of his stuff does have a narrative thrust. It's strange. Wild Heart's strange and it has its moments, but it's still a story. This stuff here goes way out of,
I mean, even back in the day, in the 1970s, he refused to explain what Eraserhead was about. So he had that going in the very beginning.
Yeah. But everything else he's made, with the exception of the Twin Peaks stuff, isn't that. I mean, it's not like this. It's not unintelligible and random weird shit and overly stylized, and so that's why I feel like Twin Peaks was hit with.
Lost Highway is definitely
there's
out there, and it's a lot of style.
Some of it, but it still has a pretty solid thrust to it narratively.
Well, I mean, like you have the main character just turning into a completely different character a third of the way into the movie.
Yeah, but I think the movie tells you that. You understand that.
Yeah.
You don't. It's weird, but it doesn't. It's easy to follow. It's like, okay, now he's this guy. I don't know why he's that guy, but he's that guy. This doesn't. This has a bunch of random shit that pre-internet people. All this stuff you're talking about, the corn and stuff. This movie's not led me to believe that.
They explained this. They explained it in the room above the store, like
when?
with the
Later?
the David Bowie scene. Explained it.
When did he talk about fucking corn?
He did. The little person said, Garmin Bozia, and we need corn. And then later on, they're going to also explain that.
But I mean, a lot of the stuff here is not explained within the thrust of the movie. You need to research it and look it up, and that's what I mean.
Well, I mean, but everybody's always like the mystery.
I don't mean the mystery aspect.
No.
I don't
the
mean
film
who
itself.
killed Laura Palmer.
No, I think the film itself is a mystery.
You just don't at all buy the concept that maybe some of the shit doesn't make. He threw it in there just for shits and giggles. You think everything is connected?
No, I don't think he threw anything in for shits and giggles. I think what happened is he got Like, he would have dreams, and he would think, oh, there's like a chicken with balls on its face. That's a really good image. I'm going to put this in the movie.
Okay, that's imagery, but there's no point to it. There's no story to it.
No, I don't
There's
think there
reason.
is necessarily a point for
Okay,
every
well, that's what I'm
single thing.
saying. A lot, but there are people that will probably think the chicken with the balls has to symbolize this and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's where I'm saying no. Not everything that he puts in this. Some of it is just cool looking and like, this is weird. I like it. But the thing is, your fucking hardcore Lynch fans don't believe that that's possible. Everything has meaning. And that's what I mean. And they take the fun out of it and make me want to move the fuck on.
Yeah.
Because I don't subscribe to that concept. I think David Lynch is smarter than that. I think he would put stuff in just to be like, fuck with people because it's cool looking. And just to see what people think.
Yeah.
Or maybe to take the piss out of the critics who were maybe fluffing him too hard.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, he's always been...
Yeah, he was very divided amongst critics.
What's that noise that the little person made?
Yeah.
I want more of him. I just want a whole movie of him.
Yeah.
Why'd he kill that girl?
Because she knew that he was Laura's dad, and she was in the prostitution ring with Laura, and she could have told her at any point.
Sniffing.
Yeah.
I've got subtitles on it said sniffing.
Well, that's not Lynch's fault. That's just the Blu-ray.
I'm not blaming him.
Okay,
I'm just
cool.
saying it's funny.
Cool. Yeah, it is.
Joe.
What?
I want to give you... I hope you go and buy cocaine.
Okay.
And it's laced.
With rat poison and duties. And just cum.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Return
She's going to be macking with Bobby.
Return of the Living Dead Part 2.
Yeah.
He's in another... Oh, he's also in, of course, Waxwork. Great movie. Have you seen Waxwork, Joe?
I haven't. I do have the DVDs here. I'll have to watch them at some point.
Yeah. He's in that. That's great.
Although it's tough because basically my entire horror collection is here, so I don't get to watch it all that much. I have to rent my stuff out like a library almost.
Well, it's fine.
Yeah.
Near the sound of sawing wood.
Mm. You know, he kind of had the idea of like a sleepy lumber town back in Blue Velvet. I think he reused that.
Well, yeah, I like the idea of the but just behind the facade of the idyllic small town America that there's, he was very blatant with that in Blue Velvet.
Absolutely, yeah.
When the camera pans down underneath the flowers and the beautiful grass.
Yeah, and the Beatles just
to see all the bugs and.
I think he's always been pretty blatant with his disgust with the 1950s kind of.
Yeah, and that's you can see that in his stuff.
Yeah.
That's a theme.
Yeah.
Wild at Heart, of course. There's a rockabilly.
Oh yeah, big Elvis guy. Yeah.
Through all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Wild at Heart a lot.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna buy that new Blu-ray.
You should.
Yeah.
These kids should be at home studying.
Oh, should they?
They're in high school.
Should they be reading their math books?
They should be at home working on their
long division.
Working on applying to colleges.
Yeah.
Furthering their education.
They should be screwing boards together in woodshop, not screwing truckers. Yeah. They should be sniffing Capri Sun bottles, not sniffing cocaine. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
They're gonna make a drug deal.
Oh, that's right. That was the yeah. Yeah, I got the stuff.
Yeah.
I got the yayo.
Oh, yeah. And once you have the stuff, you never feel enough.
Actually, it's just a bag of nacho cheese. Joe would be the kind of raw dog that would just meet somebody out in the middle of nowhere
To get nacho cheese?
to buy nacho cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, I shot him in the shoulder.
Yep.
I wonder why that happened.
Mm.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Headshot.
yeah, that's some good gore.
What did you do? So the drug deal went bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and this is actually in the original series. Like, they said that Bobby killed someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what, though? He ends up being a cop in the return. He's one of the sheriffs.
This guy?
Yeah, Bobby. I don't know. So what do you think so far?
It's fine.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
not in the mood to watch a bunch of random shit, but
Oh, okay.
and
I just think at least it isn't Food Fight again.
Well, yeah, this is better than Food Fight. This is one of the better movies we've watched.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't mean I want to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of patience for this kind of shit, really. You got to be in the right mindset for it.
Yeah. You gotta be alone in like a dark room.
No, I'm not as enamored with or as impressed with David Lynch stuff as you are. I recognize it. I'm just kind of meh with all of it.
Yeah. Like if I'm watching a David Lynch film, I like to be completely dark and naked in my room.
Well, I'm sure
I've got
you
a
do.
lava lamp going in the corner.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
Candles. You're pouring wax on your genitalia.
No. I'm
on
not.
On your filthy underused genitalia.
No, I am not pouring candle wax on my micro penis while I'm diddling myself with butter.
So, Joe, are there any young ladies right now in your life? I mean, you've been working now. You've been working now.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're meeting people.
Yeah.
There's probably new employees come and go.
Yeah.
You're meeting the public.
Oh yeah.
You have yet to meet anybody?
Well, there's like a lady that I'm going to bring like exploitation films to on a hard drive.
Who's this lady?
Just somebody I know. She just wanted to see some nasty films.
Somebody you know.
Yeah.
Do I know her?
No.
Do you work with her?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Sophie.
Sophie. And she likes, what kind of movies are you going to show
She just
her?
said she wanted to see some gross stuff. So I'll oblige.
Well, what do you get? Okay, so what are you gonna give her?
Well, I'm not gonna go like Serbian film and just completely freak her out, but like Gummo, because we talked about it.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
What else?
I might throw on Cannibal Holocaust.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
What was it? She said she wanted to see
Some Fulci? Should you show her some
I don't
Fulci?
know. Yeah.
Show her The Beyond.
Oh yeah. There was one in particular. What was the name? Shit. I can't remember it.
She wanted a director?
A movie in particular.
Oh.
Yeah, and I can't remember, but I might do Audition.
Oh, yeah. Audition's okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's a little meh in the first half, but that last 20 minutes hits.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like a lot of Mike.
Yeah.
Some of it I think's a little over the top, but
well, he's made like 100 movies.
Yeah,
I mean, he does 3 movies a year.
He does all kinds of different. He's done family films even.
Yeah.
So
no, and I mean Rodriguez is like another guy who he does the Tarantino stuff. He did El Mariachi, and then he does Spy Kids too.
Yeah. He does a little bit of everything.
Well, he said he wanted to make films that his kids could watch. But now at this point, they probably could watch El Mariachi. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
Oh yeah, you're reading some of the Wikipedia and shit.
I'm just I was trying to find what date actually came out.
It's 92 of someday.
Came
out
August 92.
Yeah.
It's fairly cheap. Only cost $10 million.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I mean, well, it's too bad because Lynch himself has said he can't really get the budgets he wants to do stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Inland Empire was filmed in 2007. That was completely self-financed on digital cameras. Before that, Mulholland Drive, that was originally a TV pilot. So
yeah,
I think ABC funded most of it, and then a French studio came in whenever it came time to turn it into a movie. Well, and I mean, that is amazing, because if you look at Mulholland Drive, it was originally going to be like the next Twin Peaks, and then they didn't pick up the pilot. They didn't pick it up into a show. And he was somehow able to turn a failed pilot into one of the most, like, celebrated movies about movies ever made.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would have been very, very interested to see how Mulholland Drive would have went as a TV show, but just wasn't meant to be. Lynch said that the executive who turned him down, like somebody else told him that he was watching it in the background while he was like doing other stuff for a couple minutes, and then he turned down the volume. Yeah.
Couldn't hook him.
Yeah. I don't know. That executive just lost out on Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, I like Mulholland Drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God, look at that dirty creep.
Yeah, and this guy, he was a hairdresser on the set of...
He's dead now.
Yeah, he's dead. He's very dead. He died in, like, the early 90s, I believe, like, right after this came out, basically. But basically, he was just there on set, and he accidentally appeared in a mirror on camera, and David Lynch loved the look of this guy, and he had no acting experience, but he was like, "You're perfect for this. You should be Bob."
Yeah. And the rest is...
Yeah, history, as they say.
He died right after the show ended?
Basically, yeah.
Or I guess after the movie.
Yeah. He did. I don't know what he died of, but yeah. I'm pretty amazed that the giant isn't dead from Twin Peaks. Because normally people who are, like, 7 feet, like, they normally have, like, issues with, like, their organs and stuff. But he's still alive. He was in The Return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happening to Laura?
She's getting raped by Bob. And then watch. She's gonna figure it out right now.
This is your favorite scene in the movie, Joe?
No.
You get Bob. You love Bob. You get to see Bob's face up close.
Yeah. His whiskers. His gray hair. He's got extremely long hair for someone who has gray hair.
She thinks it's her dad.
Yep. Yeah, no. She does like a fantastic scream.
Yeah.
She's good at that.
Them eggs.
Ugh. They're all soggy.
They look all right to me.
I hate eggs. I won't do them.
Why do you hate eggs?
I just don't like them. I don't like the taste.
At all?
No, I won't do them.
Hard boiled?
Nope, no eggs for Joe.
You don't like a breakfast burrito?
Nope, they call me No Egg Buck.
They call you No Egg Buck?
Yeah.
They call you Egghead Buck.
No. Is that because my nose is always buried in a book about Twin Peaks?
It's gonna like to crack your head like an eggshell and watch the yolk pour out into the sewer grate.
No.
All your hopes and dreams with it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, in your dying fantasies, you flash upon Christmases of time past with your family, realize you'll never have another.
Yeah, no, I just get to meet, like, David Lynch and Tarantino as my dying moments.
The end of the buck.
Yeah.
The beginning of everybody.
Oh, yeah. Everybody else gets to be so happy.
Yep.
Yeah, and fulfilled.
Yep.
And they get to just, like, be with their significant others without somebody screaming in the background
Buck
all the time.
had to sacrifice himself.
Yeah,
so everyone else
just
could
like
be
the
happy.
movie, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why you love these movies. You
Yeah,
realize
identify,
your future is.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy Ray Wise.
Yeah. There he goes. Now he's Bob.
Okay. So it's not really your dad's fault.
No, it is. It's really, really tough. Basically, it's very heavily implied in the series that Leland Palmer was molested.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he says that there was like a strange man who was Bob whenever I was a child, and then he got infected himself, and then he did this to his daughter. But it's really hard to tell if he was. The series makes it seem like he's not like at fault, that he never knew what was happening. The movie kind of makes it seem like he did. So it's just kind of like how you'd like to take it. What, you don't like slow-mo?
I'm starting to fall asleep.
Okay. Well, it's almost over.
I get up at 4 a.m, man.
But this is a really good callback to the pilot because, like, people look at Laura's empty desk and they, like, her best friend basically realizes, oh no, she's dead.
Yeah.
Like right away.
She wants some stuff.
Oh yeah.
She's talking about the stuff.
Oh yeah.
From the movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of Larry Cohen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta eat the stuff, Ryan. You gotta eat the stuff. Look, I'm eating the stuff.
What was it? What did you eat today so far?
So basically my dad grilled some hamburger, like pizza burgers, like with cheese in the middle of the patties, and I ate 2 of those.
He did that today?
Yes.
He grilled the middle of the day?
Yeah. Well, on the pan. Yeah, the pan stove.
Okay, so he didn't grill it?
No, I guess not. No.
It's like saying, hey, I had fried chicken. It was baked in the oven.
I don't know food terms. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess there is oven-baked fried chicken, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. I get you.
So, middle of the day, your dad made some hamburgers?
Yeah.
I like that. The Buck family making some burgers in the middle of the day.
Yeah, he was just cooking in his underwear. The grease is probably splattering on his
Did he have
chest.
to work? Did he work today?
No, he was off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he going to retire soon?
I don't know. Yeah. He does like a glass factory job. So
What'd you get him for Father's Day?
I didn't get him something.
Piece of shit.
No, because I was working that day. So, but I did make time to go and. Oh yeah, I did make time to go and go to the party they were having.
Oh.
What?
So was there things to eat for you to eat at the party?
I didn't eat anything, no, because I didn't realize I was going to get off of work the time I did. They sent me home early. So I ate some Wendy's beforehand.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't even hungry, no. But I stopped by, I said, Happy Father's Day to Father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what did he say back?
Thanks, son. Who knows? Yeah.
Thanks, son.
Dude, I'm Joe's dad. Thanks, son. That's what he said.
Would your brother and sister, were they there too?
No, Jess was still in Louisiana. Jake's in the EMT, so he's got no time.
Oh.
Yeah. He's got to go save people who die of heroin.
He does more than that.
Well, that's 80%. It's tough around here.
Joe.
No, I'm just saying. That's not even a joke.
When was the last time you hung out with your brother?
It's been a couple weeks, actually. We need to get together and play some Magic. I've got my Magic stuff right here.
Yeah.
I'm going into a play group after this.
Where?
Over at Onet.
Oh, Onet.
Yeah. Or we might just hang out at somebody's house. We don't know. If we go to Onet, there's like going to be a kid there who always talks about killing himself, so we might just go over to Matt's house. Yeah.
So, is the kid serious?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, Joe.
Well,
you need to call somebody.
No, because he does it every single time. Like he doesn't get enough lands or something. So I don't know.
So he's playing your silly ass card game.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get enough lands.
Yeah,
and he starts saying, "I'm going to kill myself." Is this kid out of his? Is there something wrong with him?
Yeah.
Is he all right?
What's
the situation?
I think he's as all right as he can be. He smokes marijuana heavily, and
so nobody's worried about him talking about suicide.
Well, he does it in a joking manner. So
wow.
Yeah.
And you joke about eating your weight in nuggets every day, but we know you fucking do it. So maybe you should keep an eye on this kid if he's your friend.
I don't like the guy. Most of us don't like the guy. That's why, yeah. He's just a complete pain to be around.
But you'll play slappy card game or whatever the fuck you play. You play bridge or whatever card game it is you play.
What we're saying is we don't like to play with him. That's why we might go over to Matt's house and then not have to deal with him.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass.
So how old's Matt?
Huh? He's about 30.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Was he live by himself?
No, with his father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's got like his dad's in nuclear stuff, so he kind of got like a job along those lines. And
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets to spend he probably spends, I think, maybe $400 to $500 a week on magic.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of wasted money.
No, it's a lot of invested money.
Oh, yeah, it's a real good investment. You
Yeah,
take those magic cards
cardboard.
at the bank, you'll be able to put it down on a house.
Yeah. Hey, I'd like to make today's rent. I've got 4 Eldrazi's. Yeah, I like to put them down. I've got dual lands. But yeah, no, sitting up there's probably $4,000 worth of cards.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I actually...
Well, good. I'm going to take those cards and sell them on the black market.
Don't do it. I'll report a stolen collection.
No one will care.
No, they will.
You call the police and they're like, what did they steal? Oh, my cards, my magic cards. And they'll be like, all right, well, fill out this report and we'll...
No, they're worth $4,000.
We'll put an APB out on this fucking toys.
You goddamn pig cops!
Joe.
What? No, I was saying what? Yeah. Was I too loud?
You're too everything.
Yeah.
You breathe too much.
Oh, okay, I understand.
I'd like to slow your breathing down.
If you want, you can hit me with a belt.
No, I'm too tired.
Okay, I understand. You could throw darts at me if you want. Try to hit my nipples.
I don't want to go anywhere near your nipples.
Okay. You could just poke them with a big stick. That's the sound
how's that cat of yours doing?
Oh, both my cats are doing good.
What are their names again?
Binksy and Mr. Eddie. Yeah.
Who named them?
My sister and mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I give them big kisses and hugs.
I bet you do.
And I go, oh, Mr. Eddie Spaghetti. Oh, I'll pet the belly. I'll pet the belly. That's what I say.
When was the last time you had to work?
Yesterday.
Anything funny happen?
Oh, no.
When was the last time a customer got mad at you?
Probably a week ago.
What happened?
It's always old fat people that are just mad at everything. So they're just pissed whenever they get up there.
So, but tell me what happened.
I think this one in particular was, oh, that actually comes back in the return.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. But I guess I didn't put enough butter on it or something. So,
and so walk me through the experience.
Okay.
So you give her corn.
Yeah.
Does she go to her seat?
No, she just stands there and.
So she automatically knew there wasn't enough butter on it there.
Yep.
And what does she say?
There ain't enough butter on this corn.
And then what do you say?
Okay, I'll put some more on it.
All right. Well, that doesn't sound like the customer ain't pissed. She just
grumpy old people. Yeah.
So she watched you put butter on it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't enough.
Oh yeah. It's 8 or 9 pumps. It's just.
So do you think you put enough butter on it?
I put more butter on it than a human could reasonably consume.
And she still said it wasn't enough?
Oh yeah. It's 800 calories of butter, but that's fine.
And then
it's just a soppy, wet mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you remember? What movie she was going to see, or did
No, I don't care. I never care.
Yeah.
That's for the ticket people.
Yeah. So is that primarily your job when you're at work? Is doing concessions?
Yeah, pretty much.
And do you eat?
Oh, they say I'm good in front of people.
They do?
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
When was the last time they let you take home an old expired bag of nacho cheese?
They don't use that anymore, so that was the last one I got.
Oh.
Yep.
Do you get free condiments when you work there? Or I mean, free concessions working there? Or do you have to pay for them? Like if you wanted a bag
of half-price snacks,
you wanted
popcorn.
a bag of, you get free popcorn?
Yeah. You can just eat it right out of the thing.
Have you ever made popcorn there?
Oh yeah.
Like what? So
you just dump the seed into the pot and some butter, and then you set it. They make it very easy so people can't mess it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an easy machine.
Have you ever burnt yourself?
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah. How's that?
You go.
Ow! No, I mean, how do you burn yourself? What do you do?
You just accidentally get too close to the pan whenever you're pouring it in.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Too hot.
Do you have priced off like nachos and stuff?
Yeah.
What about drinks? Are those free?
Yeah, free soda.
Is this almost over?
Yes. It's almost.
I'm over this.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad, but it's just I'm bored watching this. There's not enough to talk about with this thing because it's long shots of people just looking at each other with crazy faces.
Yeah.
So there's really nothing to talk about. As far as what's
I think
so as much as I hate Zombie Ass, at least Zombie Ass, there was something to talk about as we watched it.
I think
there's
we were having
nothing.
some good Twin Peaks discussion.
Oh, yeah, but I've said everything I have to say about Twin Peaks.
Okay.
At the end of the day, nobody really knows what the fuck it's about. And
No. Twin Peaks, the TV show, is actually very, very concise. I mean, it's easy.
I'd rather watch this. I understand why this movie's universally disliked.
No.
Oh, here we go. The loud fucking music.
Yeah, the Twin Peaks theme.
Yeah, but it's over the audio. So now we have to have, even though
we're done talking. We're done talking for the moment.
Well, I'm waiting for them to have a bunch of subtitles because he's like, I'm purposely going to make it so the audience can't hear.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put subtitles in.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. I don't see the purpose.
I'm really surprised this Blu-ray had chapter stops because Lynch does not like chapter stops in his movies.
Well, he doesn't have the choice.
No, he does. He has basically if they want to work with Lynch, he gets to make the call.
Oh, horseshit.
That's in his contracts. If they want him to play ball, they gotta do what he says.
Well, obviously he likes chapter stops in.
Yeah.
Either your story, this fable about David Lynch doing all this.
No, they're not included in Mulholland Drive, the DVD. They're not included in.
What about the Blu-ray?
I'm not sure. It's the Criterion just put out a new Blu-ray, so I'd have to check. I don't know if they released put in chapter stops or not.
Because most distributors put in chapter stops. They're not the director has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And owns the movie and licenses the movie. You can learn that just by listening to Scream Factory.
He has the ownership for Eraserhead and the Inland Empire, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, but everything else is licensed over the seas from MK2. It's like a French studio that paid for like a lot of his stuff, like on the side. I think over here it's like a mishmash. I mean, Lost Highway has never even been released on Blu-ray here. It's just now finally getting one from Kino. I mean, Lost Highway was on DVD for a decade after it came out. That's how messy the rights issues were.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that poor actor with his bad leg.
See this stuff, this loud music, and you got to have the.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
Maybe the trees are watching them.
Maybe the trees represent the unconscious id and the unstoppable urge of this fat man who can't get enough calories.
He can't get it up. No, you know what they say? The owls are not what they seem. That's no.
I wish that was me kicking your stomach, Joe.
I understand.
That's how it would be if we fought.
Okay. You'd just be kicking my belly.
I would just kick your belly, and then I'd hit you over the head with a bottle.
Yeah.
The guy with the ponytail looks somewhat familiar. I wonder what.
He was a big character in the original series.
You know what he looks like to me? He looks like the dude from Silent Night, Deadly Night 3.
Could be. He just fucks off. He leaves.
Let me look this guy. Let me look this guy up.
Okay.
Silent Night. He looks an awful lot like. His hair is curly and long in Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, the guy I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
And this guy's hair's long and straight. Let's see. I'm looking it up right now. There's that corn guy.
Yeah. Look, he's the one-armed man.
Eric Daré. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It is.
Okay, nice.
He's the son of actor Aldo Ray. Well, I'll be damned. And casting director Joanna Ray. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I was right though. That's the fucking guy from. I knew I recognized him. I knew I recognized him. Yeah. Cool.
Is that the one with like the weird brain stuff?
Yeah, that's the real strange one. Bill Moseley's Ricky, and his brain is exposed, so he's got the clear cap with the liquid.
Yeah, and then there's the cockroach one.
It's got some fun stuff in it, but
the fifth one is the one about the killer toys.
I tell you, the fifth one isn't bad.
Oh, okay.
The fifth Silent Night, Deadly Night movie, unrelated, to the series.
Yeah, the Firewalk. Oh.
It's not bad. I kind of recommend it as a fun, straight to video, early 90s Christmas horror movie. It's a lot of fun. It's got a twist at the end. I like Silent Night, Deadly Night 5.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I like 1 and 2 a lot too, of course.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, little person.
Yeah, he loves dancing.
Yeah. I want more of him. There's not enough of him.
Yeah, the actor actually came up with the backward speaking thing. What you
and
do is,
and I like that. The backward speaking, but it's. I like that.
What you do is you write out the thing backwards.
I know
and you
what
learn
they
how
do,
to,
Joe.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you knew the behind the scenes little thing. Okay, that's fine.
It's obvious.
Can I explain to the audience or no?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
If the audience gives a fuck, they'll look it up.
Okay.
So is this when Laura Palmer gets killed?
Yes, yeah. Yep, and they do show some of this kind of in the TV show, but beforehand you didn't get to see her life.
Yeah.
Because he in the pilot they filmed like a little thing of her on camera of tape that they find, and he loved her performance so much that he brought her back in the dream sequences, and then he invented a character to play her, which is Laura Palmer's cousin Maddie.
Yeah.
And it's the same actress but with a black wig.
Just get to it. It's everything goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
The one-armed man. No, don't put on the ring.
Yep. Yeah, the ring basically protects her, but the ring makes it so that Bob can't possess her, so he has to kill her.
Oh, okay. So the character was stabbed in the original show?
Stabbed and bludgeoned.
Oh, because he was just stabbing her. And then they find the body in the water?
Yeah, wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
Yep, and then he takes the necklace, and they were trying to find that.
Who killed Laura Palmer?
Who was it? Was it Bobby? Was it Sergeant Briggs? Was it the log lady? Sergeant Briggs is like this fat army guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he gets abducted by the lodge people later on, and he has like a scar from it.
Was their friend dead?
No, she's still alive. That's Ronette Pulaski.
Oh.
Yeah. And here we go into the Black Lodge. This is how you enter it.
By going through that water?
Well, that's oil. And then the curtains appear behind it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do we get any more little guy here?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
I want little guy and
One-armed man?
Yeah.
Cool.
These are what I like the most about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just silly.
Yeah.
Nah, he's floating.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? It's fine. He's on wires.
Wrong. It's just.
Yeah. See, like.
Like a Bob.
Mm. Just unzips his pants. Who
He
knows?
looks like every dirty dude in this town.
It's fine.
There's like a Bob on every corner in the Illinois Valley.
Well, we should film him then.
You should.
Yeah.
It's like a music video, just a bunch of random
it's
shit.
fine.
Yeah, this could be a fucking music video.
No.
You put some metal behind it. It's just,
No.
Is it good?
Ian.
Oh God, who's that? Is that the little
That's
guy?
a little guy, yeah.
You can tell by his mouth.
He's got,
This is
fine.
It's ridiculous.
Some people have big mouths. It's okay.
Was this for a shot in reverse too? Because
Yeah.
it looked like you probably would have been spitting that into the cup.
Yeah.
Then you got a monkey talking. This
Yeah.
is stupid.
No,
I don't
no,
remember
it's
any
good.
of this shit.
No,
I
he
must
mentioned
have
Judy.
Watched
David
this
Bowie.
at a young age.
Yeah.
No, I just this stupid shit at the end with the monkey talking. And,
Yeah. You know that floor pattern is actually, I think, David Lynch made. He shot it all the way back in Eraserhead. That's in the hotel he's in. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wish Jack Nance would have been in this.
Yeah. He does make an appearance, but it got deleted.
He was too busy shooting Little Witches and other B movie shit that he did most of his career.
Yeah.
Which is too bad, but he was good at playing.
Yeah, he was good. He was very good.
Silly, crappy characters. He was usually the best part of a bad movie. Ghoulies. Although I kind of like Ghoulies, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it good.
Oh man, could you imagine if he was in Critters Part 4?
Critters 4 has a pretty good cast, man.
Wait, wasn't DiCaprio in 3?
He's in 3, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
One of my teachers at Columbia worked on Critters 3 back in the day when he was living in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But Critters 4 is a pretty good cast. You got, let me think, you got Brad Dourif, Angela Bassett, Anders Hova from Subspecies.
Oh, okay.
Some other people are in it. Yeah, so for a straight-to-video Critters sequel, it's not a bad cast.
Yeah. You doing the series on Shudder?
No, God, no. I heard it's
Okay.
dog shit. I'm not going to bother with it.
Yeah.
Now, the new movie with Dee Wallace. So there's the show that,
and then the movie.
But they're not related in any way. Totally different group of people.
It just accidentally double sold the rights.
Well, I think the Critter show was like a web series that was then ended up being made into a feature, kind of like they did with Phantasm Ravager.
Oh.
Or it was digital. They were digital
I heard
shorts.
that was bad, yeah.
Yeah, Ravager's a disappointment. It is.
Too bad that's his last role.
Yeah. It is a disappointment, even, and I'm a big, big, big Phantasm fan. As a matter of fact, I just finished reading Don Coscarelli's book, and it's really good.
I have that on audiobook.
It's real good.
Yeah, I bought that from Audible.
But yeah, I mean, it's hard to not be disappointed by Ravager, because it's just very cheap.
Because that's what people
Because they shot it, it wasn't meant to be a feature, and they shot it on the weekends as a short film, and then they were like, hey, we should put this together, and they shot some connective tissue. But yeah, as a 20 years after Phantasm Oblivion, it is a letdown.
Because people were telling them for decades, like, you gotta film this pretty soon because he's gonna die. The tall man's gonna die. You better film it.
I mean, it's only for hardcore fans, I would say.
Yeah.
Your average viewer is gonna be, this is shit, probably. Yeah. So I was disappointed with.
I still gotta watch 3 and 4. I like 1 and 2.
I love the other movies, obviously, but Ravager is a
2 is surreal. That was good. That was weird. Or 1. Sorry, 1 is.
One's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But like he says in his book, he did put shit in there that was weird for the sake of being weird. Coscarelli's not fucking around.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, well, is this? And he's like, no, I mean, it's just, he admits, he's like,
what does that giant weird bug puppet represent?
But then when he went forward, it was just cool to have a monster. It doesn't represent anything. He just wanted to have a cool, but then when he had to write sequels, he had to kind of expand the storyline with the tall man and stuff, and had to give it more lore. But Phantom was never meant to have sequels. He straight up says that in the book.
Yeah, it's like Possession. I think this big octopus thing is representing another man fucking my wife.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
It's over.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it.
I mean, it's one of the better ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
compared to like Fast and the Furious and...
Nah, man. Fast and Furious does what it's supposed to do. I'm not going to get into that with you.
Okay, that's fine.
If
you liked it better than this, that's fine.
Well, I enjoy it better because it's fun and fast paced, and it's but they're not comparable. You can't compare Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me with an action film.
Yeah.
Unless you want to break it down and compartmentalize it, like, okay, what is Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me trying to do, and does it succeed at what it's trying to do? What is Fast and Furious trying to do? Does it succeed at what it does? And at the end of the day, well, which one is a more successful movie? You know, you can break shit down like that. It's that whole idea of critiquing a film based on a genre. That was something Roger Ebert. Well, there's a guy named John Buckley in this. One of the things that Roger Ebert might have not have always been a champion of in his career, but he would critique a film based on what it's supposed to do in its genre. He says, because you can't.
That's why he gave like Baby's Day Out like a big thumbs up, and then he gave like Lost Highway a thumbs down or something.
Well, he feels Lost Highway did not succeed in what it was trying to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I like that kind of critiquing. Therefore, I think you're being fair. You're not trying to compare Fast and Furious with The Godfather. You know, the movie, you know, both movies could get 4 stars in his book. That doesn't mean he thinks they're both equal, but what Fast and Furious was trying to do, he feels like, oh, it was very successful within its genre. Yeah. And I think that is the best way to critique something. You know, you have to look at it within its context of what it's doing. You know, a mumblecore movie, you're not going to look at Drinking Buddies or any number.
I think Murder Party is almost mumblecore.
Yeah.
Almost.
Nah.
Yeah. I mean, they have a script, but it's very, very talky, and just it goes all over the place in terms of dialogue. And
yeah, but it's not a mumblecore movie. It's got a plot.
Yeah.
It's got a very specific plot, and it's witty, and it's not a mumblecore movie at all.
Yeah. No. All right, there we go.
All right, so that's
Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
All right, Twin
Peaks.
Peaks.
No after credits scene.
So it could have been worse. You were really touting up that this was, this is going to be the worst thing. You're never going to survive.
No. I never said it was. I said.
I'd rather watch this. I'd rather watch any David Lynch any day of the week.
No,
than
I was hoping that you would
ass.
like this. I wasn't thinking that it would be the worst thing ever. I thought that it would be a very weird thing if you hadn't seen the series.
Oh, yeah, it's probably a weird thing even if you have seen the series, because that's the point, isn't it? That's what I mean. That's the point.
Yeah.
Disc 9. So is this part of a box set?
Yeah, this is part of the. This is the. I think it's called The Entire Mystery, and then The Return.
And you own this?
After it.
Is this yours?
Yeah, this is mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's got it's got the original series.
It's got the original series in the movie, but this was made before The Return, so it doesn't have The Return. Yeah.
The missing pieces, deleted extended scenes.
That's a 90-minute movie, basically, of deleted scenes.
Gross.
Yeah, it's
I'll
good.
Never sit through that fucking thing.
It's good. There's some good stuff in there.
I don't need it. I don't need it in my life. It's not going to tell me anything. There's no story.
No. It's good.
Does it give me more little guy dancing around?
Yeah, you get some more of him.
I like him. What's his character? Does he have a name?
He's the Arm.
The Arm?
Yeah.
And his friend is a guy with missing an arm.
Yeah, he's
that's
the
right,
one
because you said he was part of the Arm. Oh,
yeah.
And how did he come to be? So he cut his arm off, and through magic, was there a wizard involved?
No, there wasn't a wizard. It was like a metaphysical just kind of thing.
Yeah,
you
know. Old metaphysical. The old explain away.
No, because Philip Gerard was already part of the Black Lodge.
That's fine. Philip Gerard, blah, blah, blah.
The Arm.
Fuck. All right, we're done.
Yeah. So in The Return, the little guy didn't come back, so he became the evolution of the Arm.
He's still telling me about this. He's still talking about
Twin
Peaks.
And it's like a giant screeching thing on a stick, and that's the new
Arm. So it's Joe Buckley on a stick.
Yeah, basically.
Giant screeching thing on a stick.
Okay, I understand.
All right, well that's good. Cool. The movie's over. Turn this off. I'm leaving. I'm going.
Cool.
I'm leaving.
Okay, I understand, sir.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Yeah. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah. Just a bitch.